success that the Republican Party has. Like, for instance, today we're building the biggest ships in the world, most powerful ships in the world, and they're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished.
There are some lawmakers calling for legal action because of the incremental and heavily redacted files released by the Justice Department. Scott McFarland reports.
Over the past 72 hours, it's been a defensive posture from the Trump administration, explaining itself, justifying this partial release, saying it's holding things back to prevent impacting witnesses or victims or information that needs to stay confidential. But this has been unsatisfying for the congressional leaders who pushed the bill and so many of the survivors.
Kilmar Abrego Garcia, whose mistaken deportation to El Salvador became the focus of the immigration debate, had another court hearing today over whether he can be detained again. Jake Rosen reports.
Simon Sandoval Motionberg, Abrego Garcia's attorney, said that his client is, quote, literally in a double bind, in which he has 2 ankle bracelets on him between the Department of Justice and ICE cases against him. He said were it not for the pending criminal case against Abrego Garcia, which is set to go to trial early next year, he would have been voluntarily deported to Costa Rica by now.
The judge said today he can remain free for now. Millions of Americans are traveling ahead of Christmas. CBS's Chris Van Cleve was keeping an eye on how things were moving.
The 2.9 million or so that are expected to fly today should be smoother sailing for them than we saw over the weekend. On the roads, AAA expects the vast majority of the people that are going to travel to drive, about 110 million or so driving 50 miles or more between Christmas and New Year's. And they're going to find gas prices about 20 cents a gallon lower than they were a year ago.
If you haven't finished your holiday shopping yet, it's crunch time.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Procrastinators unite.
I try to push it off as long as I can.
With just 3 days until Christmas, the last-minute shoppers are out in droves.
I think it's worse than Black Friday.
But at the Cherry Hill Mall in Philadelphia, there are so many people who waited to make their lists and check them twice.
The crowds, it made me feel like I'm not the only one that does the last-minute Christmas shopping.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
On Wall Street today, stocks finished higher. The Dow Jones Industrials closed 227 points higher. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A growing memorial for Trooper Tara Marissa Guting. We'll tell you more about that and the search for a second vehicle involved in her death. But first, we're going to go to Nate Connors, who's got your traffic.
Thanks, Jillian. You know, I thought we'd see light volumes this afternoon with early vacationers. No such luck. All of our typical afternoon backups are in motion. Starting up in Everett, eastbound 526. You're heavy from the Boeing factory over to I-5. Everett to Marysville on I-5, though, looking good, just taking 10 minutes. Heading into Seattle, South 5 is slow from Northgate to I-90. Linwood to Seattle is up to 35-minute drive. North 5, you're heavy approaching the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Southbound 405 is thick from Mid-Bellevue down to Coal Creek Parkway, and then you're going to break free. Bellevue to Renton is up, though, to a half hour. Seattle to Federal Way and vice versa, both half-hour commutes. And a heads up tonight at 10 o'clock, all of northbound 167 will close in Pacific at our bridge work zone for final touches. And when it reopens tomorrow morning at 5, all lanes will reopen. Repairs on the bridge are wrapping up ahead of schedule. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Jillian Raftery. Flowers, wreaths, leis, and a Hawaiian license plate decorate Trooper Tara Marissa Guting's patrol car. It's now a public memorial outside the State Patrol's District 1 office in Tacoma for the 29-year-old who was hit by 2 cars and killed on Friday. Chief John Batiste.
Just a fantastic young lady and was doing one heck of a job on behalf of the citizens of the great state of Washington.
Trooper Rick Johnson says 4 other troopers were injured on roadways last week.
And we're taught to keep your head on a swivel, but we need the public's help too. Be respectful and slow down and get over, give us that space so, we aren't struck and injured and sadly, sometimes lose loss of life.
Investigators are still looking for that second car that hit Trooper Guting. Seattle's longest-serving police chief has died. Patrick Fitzsimmons died last Tuesday at the age of 95, according to the Seattle Times. The former New York cop served in Seattle from 1979 to 1994. An undocumented truck driver arrested on suspicion of killing another driver in Auburn has been released from custody despite an ICE detainer.
Court records say the 25-year-old semi-truck driver from India did not brake and falsified his logbook before crashing on State Route 167, killing 29-year-old Robert Pearson. ICE issued a detainer after his arrest, but a King County judge allowed him to post bail. Prosecuting attorney spokesperson Casey McNerthney says he would have been released anyway because no charges were filed within 72 hours, and they'll be ready when the State Patrol sends them a criminal referral.
We'll make sure to review it promptly.
A WSP spokesperson says they'll be refiling charges soon. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Christmas travel rush is on at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. KIRO 7 TV reports you should expect the biggest crowds tomorrow and Friday. If you're picking somebody up, free garage parking is available for 90 minutes, but only from 7 p.m. to midnight today through Sunday. Let's check your weather. It's brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain is moving in all around the region. It's going to continue through this evening, but mostly cloudy tomorrow and highs in the mid-40s, overnight lows in the mid-30s. Right now it's 51 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Do you want a chocolate? I could eat about 1.5 million of these.
1.5 million.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, if it's a Whitman sampler, you lift up the top.
There's usually a key of some kind.
Yeah, and then you sort of know. You leave the jellies behind. We used to open up the box and then move all the good ones around. And we'd replace the jellies with the caramels. So then you'd go and this is going to be a good one.
Who were you trying to take advantage of?
Oh, anybody in the family.
Okay. Didn't matter.
And then you had to resort to punching out the bottoms. And then my dad, hey, no punching out the bottoms.
Wait, punching, could you cut them in half with a knife?
No, you just take them and you flip it over and you punch your thumb in there, and then you see what's the inside of it.
Yeah, that's gross. I would not want you to do that to
my dad used to say, no punching out the bottom. Obviously, Forrest Gump's mother never got a Whitman sampler because it's all right there for you. That'd be good in life, right? Just all of a sudden, if you knew everything was going to happen, you knew all the choices you make, if all that stuff was going to work out. It's often an interesting sort of party game where you say to somebody, if I could write down the day you're going to die, would you want to look at it? Okay.
Sorry, that wasn't a rhetorical question.
Well, anybody wants to jump in on
that? Yeah, I think I'm better off not knowing.
Not knowing? It is an interesting question because then all of a sudden you go, okay, well, all right, so would I live differently, right? All of a sudden I'm like, well, there it is, hoo-ha. There it is. I actually like that. An expiration date?
You want
to live differently, completely differently. If all of a sudden, I got 5 years, I got 10 years, right? It's the expiration date. It's the end. The last 300 yards of a 5K race, that's normally the fastest the person runs because there's the finish line. There, you get your banana and you get your little stupid medal that you don't really care about later on. But, All right. Ian, let me know when we're on the air, would you please?
We're about to start. You ready?
All right, good. Too bad Joe's not here.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Okay. All right. Hey, well, I'm soaking wet. I've already dove into the news. Here we go. Let me get this out here. Hey, everybody. Are all the other shows going to be live tomorrow, too?
Yep, they are.
I was going to brag about it, but yeah, we're going to be here. Here we go. All right. Big news is Jacob doesn't want to know when he's going to die. Best book I've ever read. People always say, boy, you read a lot of books. Would you share with us one of your favorites? And it was actually on an interesting side note to that story. It was on this day back in 1944, Auschwitz. The something happened. These next 2 days. More on that in a second. But first, secondly, anyway, day in history. I got to be honest with you, I haven't read any of these. So during the commercial break, I'm going to be ripping through. I think I'll take Dostoevsky's Being Spared the Execution. He was in front of the firing squad at the time.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he would have known right there.
Well, but he would have been wrong, actually. Because
right.
they stayed.
Yeah. But maybe
that's what you want to know.
Yeah, that's right. That's life's the box of chocolates. Plus, DK Metcalf decides he wants to go over and talk to a fan. Sometimes you'll see DK Metcalf go over and sign one of the terrible towel signatures or something, or just interacting with a fan. But in this particular case, did he actually punch him?
It looks like he takes
roughed
the
him
swing.
up pretty good.
You know, does he connect is the question. You can't really tell because the guy's blue wig is obscuring his face.
All right, what is the NFL going to do about all that? Plus, people are like, well, you have to forgive DK Metcalf because the guy used the N-word. Yeah. The story that Charlie Harker had done about the 9-year-old boy living in the tent. Neighbors saying that the boy doesn't go to school, that is in the tent, he's not being fed. We'll talk with Tracy Jefferson, who has been a big vocal advocate of trying to change the law, which is Keeping Families Together Act. And we'll get an update on that. And we'll find out that even though the government had been told numerous times, there's a kid living in a tent. He's 9 years old. He doesn't go to school. CPS is like, well, he's okay. Let's put some good news, and most of this good news I ran into. I was going to share with you. All seem to be involving animals. I don't know why the person couldn't find any good news about any of the rest of us, but there was a particular caged animal that kept escaping over and over and over again, and then finally it escaped for the last time. And then people are like, it looks like it really wants to go, so they just let it go away. And guess if it loves everyone, it'll come back. Isn't that expression? If you love something, let it go.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come back, hunt it down, find it.
Okay.
Plus, I also like this. My first reaction is, what did that cost? That was the cold-hearted response. But then I thought, you know what? I like cats. I don't like to see cats drown. This is a good move in Amsterdam. Yeah, there we go. Happy news all around. Plus, how rare is it to have a rat show up in your toilet? This is stories in the New York Times, and we talked about it. I think G and Ursula might have brought it up. Somebody else might have brought it up with all the flooding that we're having, that somehow rats are ending up in people's toilets. If you were to see, suddenly you look down there and you see a rat floating around, wouldn't you just, something to aim at?
Oh, you want to advocate.
You can just flush it, right? Like, it just goes back down.
Some of them are too big to flush is the problem that they identify in this story. But to John's point, you're actually advocating for more rats in toilets. Do you think that'd be more fun?
It's like the same thing. You go to like some place and some guy's throwing it. This doesn't happen anymore, but it used to be, the guy would throw a cigarette butt in there. And then you're like, well, I guess it's something to aim at. Now everybody's got those zins in there.
Yeah.
To give you something to kind of move around. Ran out of music. Good Lord. You can tell we're heading towards the holidays. Plus, the 600 readers told the folks there at the New York Times about the best Christmas gift they'd ever gotten, and they picked their top 13. And these are things you're not going to be able to buy in stores, but it'll be heartwarming nonetheless. All right. It's going to be a little heavy, everybody, but bear with me on this, okay? Let me get this Viktor Frankl stuff up here. Okay, here we go. All right. Hit the gong there, Ian, please. All right. So in Poland, at Auschwitz, from 1940 to 1945, 1.1 million people were executed, primarily Jews. In this particular week in 1944, the death rate would soar in Alcatraz. It wasn't like the work was any harder or the winter was any harsher. It was because the prisoners that were there had given up hope. They had hoped that they would be home by Christmas. Imprisoned with everyone was a doctor, Dr. Viktor Frankl. He was a doctor and a philosopher. He had saved countless people in his community from suicide, his country of Austria. He had watched and learned and discovered much while he was imprisoned for 3 years. And here's what he learned. He learned that hope combined with love and purpose kept a prisoner alive. He thought later on about Nietzsche's, one of his famous quotes, that he who has a why to live for can bear with any how. He who has a why to live for can bear with any how. Viktor Frankl was separated from his wife, Tilly, when they first arrived at the camp. They were sending some prisoners to the right, some to the left, and Tilly went one way. Frankl switched lines and ended up being saved. He imagined always that he would see her again. Viktor Frankl had applied, this is in 1937, he applied for a visa to the United States, and his lottery number came up. But he was told that he couldn't bring his family with him, not his mother or his wife, Tilly. And deeply concerned, knowing that, well, maybe I could go there and maybe I could somehow get them to come with me at some point. He thought, I will leave this up to God as to determine what I should do. He happened to be he went to his father's house and he found a small chunk of stone. And it was actually a broken tablet that the Nazis had destroyed, and the father had saved a piece of it. And Viktor Frankl had just come upon it there in his father's home. And it was the part from the Ten Commandments, honor thy mother and thy father. So he took that as a sign. So he stayed with his wife, Tilly. He stayed with his mother, and he decided not to use the visa to go to the United States. But love kept him going, because whenever he was there in the concentration camps, he just always imagined that he would see his wife Tilly again. He imagined they would be back together again in a warm home somewhere drinking tea. And that's the thing that kept him going. He also discovered something, and this is probably one of his most famous quotes. He said, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of his human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance. You can take everything except for the man's attitude. And that's where the freedom came from. So 3 years later, Frankl learned that Tilly had been executed along with his mother and the rest of his family. And in 9 days after he was freed, he dictated this book, Man's Search for Meaning. They were lessons from the concentration camp. The book has now been printed more than 16 million times. It's translated into 50 different languages. It is one of the most recommended books of the top 100 books in the world. Viktor Frankl then went on to get 29 honorary degrees. He lectured in 200 universities. He continued treating patients, and he used to do this with 4 simple words, and this is going to seem like a little bit of a contradiction, but he would say to somebody who was suicidal, why not commit suicide? The answers would then reveal the meaning or the purpose that the person would have at life. And then with that, he would begin to build on that. Viktor Frankl, I came upon this morning when I was thinking about this monologue and just happened to be there. This is from 1979, Viktor Frankl explaining why it has gotten so much harder to find meaning.
Most of us have never been in the concentration camp experience. We've never had to go through that horror and tragedy. And so one would think that today it would be easier to find meaning in life. And yet I sense that it's more difficult in a sense today than it was in years past. Do you think that?
You're absolutely right.
Well, why is that?
Because we are living in a society, either in terms of an affluent society or in terms of a welfare state, as we in Austria are living in. Anyway, these types of societies virtually, or at least they are out, virtually to satisfy and gratify each and every human need, except for one need, the most basic and fundamental need operant in man, the need for meaning. Consumer societies even creating needs, but the need for meaning, or as I'm used to referring to it, the will to meaning remains unfulfilled. It's what I'm used to calling recently the unheard cry for meaning. You scarcely will find any reference to what is the most fundamental and basic concern of man. Neither pleasure nor happiness, nor power or prestige, but originally And basically, his wish, his desire to find and fulfill a meaning in his life, or for that matter, in each single life situation confronting him. And if there is a meaning to fulfill, if he's aware, if he becomes cognizant of such a meaning, then he's ready to suffer, he's ready to offer sacrifices, he's ready to undergo tension, stress, and so forth, without any harm being done to his health. But if there is no meaning available, no meaning in his visual field, then he takes his life. Can you imagine a situation for a human being which is more full of stress than Auschwitz? And virtually all neurotic symptomatology disappeared in Auschwitz. And the degree to which suicide took place in Auschwitz and Dachau was astonishingly, surprisingly low. And on the other hand, in the welfare state of Austria, a teacher showed me a list of questions his students, his pupils, were allowed to ask him, and you know what was top ranking on the list as to the frequency of the questions? Suicide among youngsters of 14 to 15 years of age in a welfare state such as Austria. Suicide. There were virtually no stress or tensions because they are pampered. Nobody allows himself to challenge them. What young people need are ideals and challenges, personal tasks, and to begin with, in the first place, examples, personal examples, but not the coward people who don't venture to confront them with anything because they might become angry because they are challenged. Neither parents nor school teachers are courageous enough to challenge them. Don't arouse tensions. Don't create tensions. Don't put stress on them. See? People are today, they are not over-demanded, they are under-demanded.
Viktor Frankl, that was about 1979. I like the fact that Frankl said that there should be another statue, this one on the West Coast. You got Statue of Liberty on the East Coast, but on the West Coast, he wanted a statue for responsibility. He said that freedom without responsibility is not freedom. So he said, nice to bookend the two. So yeah, you can come in and be free, but at the same time, you have a responsibility. Again, the book, you ever read it, Jake? You must have read that.
I haven't, actually. No.
Man's meaning, search for life. Man's
search for meaning.
Yeah.
I'll read all whatever until I get the right one.
It was interesting when he dictated. He didn't want his name. He told his editors, "I don't want my name on it." I don't know why he didn't want his name on it, but yeah, it's a amazing book. Really puts things in perspective. All right, let's see. Nate's got to look at traffic for us. Nathan.
Thanks, John. Seattle to Everett is at 55 minutes. You're now slow from the U District to Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 45. Just scattered slowing between Kirkland and Canyon Park. Heading into Seattle, we still have a pretty thick backup from Northgate to I-90. It's 35 minutes from Linwood to Seattle. Starting to see some volumes thicken up there in Linwood as well. North 5 is now bumper to bumper from the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Southbound 405 is thick from mid-Bellevue down to Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton's a half-hour trip. Our lake bridges are all clear. If you're heading to the airport, good news, the airport expressway has finally cleared out. North 405, stop and go from South Center to the Renton Landing, and both directions of I-5 this afternoon already slow between State Route 18 and Fife. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Oh, boy, I'm going to tell you something. I am the biggest fan of this guy, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, right there at Seattle Sports Regenerative Medicine. I got to tell you, it's a game changer for me. I was told that I had to get a whole new hip. And then they said, well, you can't get one yet. You're too young. You got to wait a couple of years. You got to deal with the pain. That meant like not being able to run, not being able to sleep properly, not being able to sit in the car without a tremendous amount of pain. So I go to see Dr. Mark Wagner. And I know that he's done 20,000 of these stem cell procedures. It's a 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure. I said, okay, I can do that. And this guy is the man to see. When you walk into the office, great, beautiful office, and very nice people in there. And there's all sorts of photos, and then there's the jerseys of all sorts of athletes you know. I'm in good hands here with Dr. Mark Wagner. And I got to tell you, it is the best. I had the procedure done probably about 9-10 weeks ago. The best. So if you've ever used the term bone on bone, or the fact that you got a bad wrist or shoulder or knee or hip or whatever it is, you owe it to yourself to make an appointment with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. That's drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
When extreme weather hits Western Washington,
a flash flood warning after a critical levee breaks along.
KIRO News Radio is the first place you turn.
We have team coverage this morning.
Live in Auburn, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Which communities are hit hardest?
Skagit River again going to flood to major levels.
What it means for your commute.
Northbound 167 underwater.
MyNorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Jillian Raftery. Developments in two high-profile immigration cases today. First, an update on Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a man who was deported to El Salvador even though a judge blocked his removal. Then he was arrested on human smuggling charges.
Gilmar Abrego Garcia remains a free man after a hearing at a Maryland courtroom this afternoon. The DOJ has until Friday to provide the judge details on how it will proceed with his case moving forward. The administration's attempting to deport him to Liberia or another country. Abrego Garcia was released earlier this month after the judge found the government had detained him without, quote, lawful authority. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
A U.S. Army veteran living in Washington, but originally from Pakistan, is being ordered released from immigration detention today. The Department of Homeland Security has referred to Mohammed Chaudhry as an illegal criminal alien. President Donald Trump asked about the latest release of documents related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
A lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party, and you ruin the reputation of somebody. So a lot of people are very angry that this continues.
The Justice Department has been criticized for delays in getting hundreds of thousands of documents released and doing it with heavy redactions. Next steps in flood recovery could be delayed by the next round of snow, wind, and rain. FEMA must do a preliminary damage assessment, which would determine how much federal money Washington could get if an emergency declaration is approved. A former Seahawk has been suspended for 2 games. That's effectively the rest of the season.
Pittsburgh Steelers receiver DK Metcalf appeared to throw a punch at a fan leaning over a railing beyond an end zone at Ford Field during the second quarter of the game with Detroit.
Our cameras happened to catch it. DK Metcalf had mixing up with someone in the stands.
The 2-time Pro Bowler did not seem to make much contact, if any, with the man, who was wearing a black and blue shirt and blue wig. Metcalf wasn't penalized since the referees didn't see the incident. The Steelers won the game 29-24. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Now let's check in with Nate Connors on The Drive.
Thanks, Jillian. Seattle to Everett just hit 1 hour. You're slow from the U District all the way into Linwood. Close to freeway speeds through a good chunk of this. Bellevue to Everett has gone up a bit to 50 minutes. Scattered slowing between Kirkland and Canyon Park. And then we're seeing slowing now as you approach the Alderwood interchange. Once you get to Everett, you're doing pretty good. North 5 slows from 526 to 529, which is expected. It's just 10 minutes to make this trip, though. South 5 heading into Seattle. We're slow from Northgate to I-90. Gets really thick there in the U District. Linwood to Seattle's at 35 minutes. North 5 bumper to bumper from the Michigan Curve in the downtown. Seattle to Federal Way, plan on 35 minutes. You're slow from Inner Urban Avenue down to 516. And both directions of State Route 167, you're really thick through Pacific. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It's rainy now, but we're going to be mostly cloudy tomorrow. That's right, a break in the weather. Highs in the mid to high 40s. Overnight lows into Wednesday in the mid to low 30s. Right now it's 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Home Comfort Alliance, when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, there's only one place to call. Home Comfort Alliance. Yeah, heating, cooling, plumbing, electric. You tell I'm stalling because I didn't read the day in history that I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
But I did send Jacob into the world of the internet in order to quickly do this. So on this particular day, this song reached number 1 in the charts. In fact, it went on to be nominated 3 times for the Grammys, and it won, I think, Best Song of the Year.
Christmas, Christmas time is near. Time for toys and time for cheer.
Ow.
We've been good, but we can't last. Hurry, Christmas, hurry fast.
Oh, my God. A hula hoop. Imagine losing to this song for a Grammy Award. And the Grammy goes to Alvin and the Chipmunks. I think that might have been the first year that he gave out the Grammy Awards. But they still kept doing it even though they gave it to those guys. When they brought the song on, you guys are too young for this, but American Bandstand, they used to have Rate the Record, and it got one of the lowest ratings. The kids there, Dick Clark was like, really? 35? Wow. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's hard to dance to. They all wanted to dance to it, but it went on. It's the 23rd most requested Christmas song now to this day. Who requests the Alvin and the Chipmunks? I have to admit, we had it at home. My mother hated it. And then one day it just disappeared. A lot of stuff we had at the house that Mom didn't like would just disappear.
Yeah.
Pants, shirts, shoes, whatever was just gone. Hey, Mom, where are those pants I have? I don't know.
You had it like on a vinyl record?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, vinyl. Oh, yeah. What else do you have in a play? Just disappeared.
Yeah, CDs. My version of that was Go Dog Go. I apparently asked for that book to be read too often, and my parents acted as if it had been stolen or lost.
Now, in the end of that, you know where they all end up?
Where's that?
In a tree having a party.
Okay.
You don't remember that part of it?
What do you mean?
Go Dog Go. And they're going.
Yeah.
And then they all end up all the dogs end up in a tree.
I'm actually not that familiar with the story because when I was asking for it to be read to me, I wasn't really forming a lot of memories. So this was.
And then one day while you're laying there in bed, and what do you want us to read you, Jacob? And you're like, Go Dog Go, and like, can't find it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you suspect at any time that Mom or Dad had sort of
No, not until they just told me when I was older.
That's where it went.
And then they gave me a copy of it, which at that point wasn't terribly interesting to me.
Then they're just rubbing it in your face.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that doesn't work as well, especially trying to go back and get stuff for them. I had a pair of pants that I loved. They were Dockers, and I found them at Marshall's. And I love these pants. They were paisley, and I looked great in them. And one day I was like, to Nick, hey, where are those?
Oh, this is recently.
This is just like a couple of years ago. Oh, I don't know. And then one night, I'm like, she had a couple of Chardonnays in her, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the truth out of her. Yeah, I want to know where my Docker the Dockers, the paisley, the blue ones, where are they? And finally, she's like, I threw them out. I hated those. I said, how do you think? How would you respond if I said, oh, that tank top or that tube top that you wear all the time? I threw it out.
Did you know before that she did not like those pants?
She had commented on them about how effeminate.
And how often were you wearing them?
Only for auctions because they were like part of a showbiz kind of thing.
Okay.
But I also love, people came up to me all the time, wow, I love those pants. I'm like, I got them at Marshall's.
So you like the story that you
I've told the story,
yeah.
and I will spare the individual as to who it is. I've told him, I don't know if I've ever told on the air, that I was in Marshall's in Issaquah one day and I ran into somebody famous. Ever hear that story?
Yep, I know who it is too. Yeah. And they were so embarrassed.
They're so embarrassed that I spotted them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I've never been in here before. I go, it's like, what are we going into a strip club or something like that?
Also, you're there too.
I'm there too. I'm here.
You don't have to be embarrassed in front of me.
And they were like, I can't believe the prices. I've never been here before. I just swear this is the first time I've ever been in. In fact, I didn't even know where I was. I was knocked unconscious and they dropped me off here in the jean aisle. And I'm like, I said the person's name. I go, hey, calm down. Calm down. I'm in here too. Yeah, well, I mean, it's quite remarkable. Really remarkable prices they have. I don't know how they do it. I'll probably never come back here again. And with that, I got a big stack of jeans. It's just hard for me to find pants that fit. But for $19, I said, if you really want to find the bargains, get on the floor. Don't be ashamed to get on the floor underneath the clearance rack.
Oh, wow.
A lot of them fall on the floor, and now you're digging around.
You're both underneath the rack saying, "I've never been down here before."
What is this down here? I'm so confused. What is this? Here's a shirt, and I would say at least 3 times the person had to come back to me, find me in the aisles to again absolve himself of any guilt for being seen at Marshall's. I'm like, it's okay.
That's great.
It's all right. We're all here. We're all looking for bargains. Don't worry about it. Well, I don't know if I'll ever come back here again. But it is remarkable. I'm like, okay.
What's their name rhyme with?
Nate. I'm not going to say. Because it was obviously the person's embarrassed.
What TV show were they on?
I'm not going there. Professor from
Also,
Gilligan's
yeah,
Island.
not quite that famous either.
No. TV show. Oh, well, anyway, there we go. Their day in history. All the other ones I just missed. By the way, I picked up G and Ursula's rundown. I'm like, what was this we're doing? That's over
it's
here.
Interesting history.
It is a history. Okay. There we go. And the first gorilla born into captivity. By the way, we're going to get to my story about we don't share the same amount. Nature just came out with a new study. Remember, you've always been told, we have like 98.9% similar chromosomes and DNA and structure to chimpanzees. Well, apparently now, to breathe a big sigh of relief, everybody, we're separated by almost 20. So it's like 80, 84, somewhere in there. So you get your chimps are over there, and then we're not exactly right along with them. So everybody should feel a little better about themselves. And then, are we going to get to that? I can't remember right. Even
4:30, yeah.
Yeah, and here's the interesting part of it. So there was a study that was done, a book that came out, I think called Mating in Captivity. And the two sociologists said, well, they looked at the bonobos, and they said, well, the bonobos really like to get it on. And we're a lot like the bonobos, so maybe we should have the same structure that bonobos have, which is non-monogamous, and we would all have a better society if we sort of reverted back a couple percentage points back to our bonobo neighbors, our bonobo ancestors. And if we all acted like that, we would reduce a whole bunch of stress. There wouldn't be any problems. Society would be better. We'd take care of our children because you wouldn't know who your child is because like in the bonobos, and they getting on with a whole bunch of other bonobos. So then like, I don't know who the dad is. So all the dads apparently treat the offspring well. And the two sociologists that wrote the book, Mating in Captivity, which became a very popular book, it's been around for 15 years, were like, maybe we should have a society that's collectivism. That is all, we don't know who the kid is, and we all just sort of take care of the kid, and it takes a village. Well, maybe for the bonobos, but for the rest of us, let us, get yourself a husband or wife. Just make sure they don't throw out your pants. And if they do, we'll see you at Marshall's. Here's Nate. They wrapped it all up for you. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Seattle Sports has the update. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. Same with Bellevue. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes as well. Heading into Seattle, get ready for a big old backup from Northgate to I-90. It gets really thick there in the U District. Linwood to Seattle, a 35-minute trip. Over in Bellevue, South 405, you're going to jam up at mid-Bellevue down to Cold Creek Parkway, and then it's slow again from the VMAC to the Renton Landing. Bellevue to Renton is a half-hour drive. Renton to Puyallup along the Valley Freeways at 45 minutes. We have a wind advisory at the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, and a 2-mile section of State Route 162 is closed between Ording and South Prairie while crews repair a section of washed-out embankment. This will be closed around the clock for the next 2 days. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nathan. All right, I got to tell you something. Mike Novak is really putting it out there. Novak is a real estate agent that simply knows exactly how to sell your house. He's got years of experience, and I haven't seen any other real estate agent do this. Novak says, I'll tell you what, you tell everybody, Curly, that if I can't sell their house in 21 days, you don't have to pay me a commission. That's a lot of money because Mike Novak will spend 70 times more than the average agent to make sure that your house gets seen and shown and sold. So Novak's putting his money where his mouth is, and you are getting your house sold. So interest rates have dropped once. They're going to drop again. And everybody, and I saw a piece in the Wall Street Journal saying houses are starting to sell again. So that means the house down the street, that person's been waiting to sell. They're going to put a sign in front of their home, and they're going to hope somebody comes in and buys it. You know what you want to do? You want to make sure that Mike Novak's sign is out in front of your house because you're going to get Novak to sell your house because he said, if I can't sell it in 21 days, you don't pay me a commission. Mike Novak. You want to get in touch with him? MeetTheNovaks.com. That's MeetTheNovaks.com. Novak, Novak, meetthenovaks.com.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas from the team here at Seattle's Morning News.
He is Charlie Harger. I'm Amanda Factor. 2025 has been a really great year. It's so great to be back together on the radio, Charlie.
It's been nearly 25 years that you and I have known each other, and this has been a great start to what I hope is a long partnership together.
Thanks for being with us every morning on Seattle's Morning News. We appreciate you.
And we look forward to having you join us in the new year.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us at Seattle's Morning News.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
1-888-973-5476. All are welcome. Teeny Tiny's going to get a letter of the day. We're getting into the last couple of days here, heading to Christmas. We'll be with you tomorrow as well. I would like to thank all the listeners that said, hey, if you don't have any place to spend Christmas, you can come hang out with us. We're going to set off fireworks and drink a lot of whiskey. That is the tradition, of course, that people know for more than 300 and some years of celebrating Christmas with fireworks and whiskey. But my daughter's she's flying in from Austin. She's like, can we not spend the Christmas with strangers setting off fireworks? Simple child's wish. Everybody know about DK Metcalf? DK Metcalf, this is from the broadcaster's booth reacting to DK Metcalf going over and having a little bit of a confrontation with a fan.
DK Metcalf had mixing up with someone in the stands.
Oh, my gosh.
And that not going to have great consequences for the Steelers.
Yeah, for the Steelers. Okay. So on a podcast, did we cut all? There's curse words in this?
Yeah, I cut them out.
Good. Okay, fine. There we go. Podcast, Chad Johnson said that the fan called DK Metcalf a racial slur. Do we know if this is confirmed by anyone? But
yeah, I'm just, I got word. Obviously, I'm not condoning, putting your hands on a fan or punching the fan, but he did call him a racial slur. He called him the N-word, and he did call his mama. And I think with those words being exchanged and the fans saying that, I think that's where the action, occurred, where he threw. He threw a punch. I'm not sure if he connected or whatever, but he did call him the N-word and he called his mama. I guess
the C word. Just say the C word, Ocho.
Oh, my bad. That's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's terrible.
Okay.
Sorry,
we all learned something there, didn't we?
Exactly.
It's a learning moment for everybody at that point. Oh, that's a bad word.
And just to be clear, Ryan Kennedy is the fan's name.
Yes.
He has lawyers now, and they are denying that he used any of the slurs. The story that he told the Detroit Free Press is that he called DK his full name, DKlin Zacharias. And DK is not his version of events is that DK doesn't like his full name being used, and that's what triggered it. Who knows? I don't know that we'll have any firmer answer, but that's his explanation.
Yeah, he's got a lawyer now. I'm assuming he's going to charge him with probably a civil suit, depending on what his injuries are going to be something like, I'm having trouble sleeping, I've got headaches and back pain, stuff you can't prove. Then you go, and then simple enjoyment of life. Post-traumatic stress syndrome, hasn't been able to go to work, can't pick up his children. He's piling on all this sort of stuff, and then you hope that the DK Metcalf's people end up, settling. Here's $100,000, go away. But weird part about because he used the N-word, then it's somehow justifiable that you could, hit somebody in the face or wherever he hit him. We can't even see. It looks like he just kind of got his fist caught up in the guy's weird hair.
Blue, electric blue wig that he's wearing. And we should say that the latest news is that the NFL suspended DK Metcalf for 2 games, which I think basically takes him up to the end of the season.
Okay.
But that's what the league has weighed in, and that's what they've levied.
The weird thing is there's security there on the field. Mm-hmm. The NFL provides security. Plus there's also security in the stadium. And why DK Metcalf goes over to the guy. The weird part of it is I remember being at a Trailblazers game with Ryan. Kevin Durant was there, and there's some guy sitting right in the front row. He's kind of saying something to Kevin Durant. Durant just looks over, points at the guy, and then the official goes over and points to him, and next thing you know, poof, he's out of there. They don't want you yelling stuff at the games. I told Jacob my story about Lauren Jackson and me yelling encouraging things to her.
Yeah.
Didn't work out so well.
It's hard, I think,
you
sometimes.
can't tell the difference.
Exactly. The valence of yelling is tough.
Right. I remember throwing in the first pitch for the Aqua Sox. And I turned to my kid and go, are they booing or cheering? He's like, just throw the pitch down. Let's get out of here. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All righty. Everett to Marysville at 15 minutes. You've got scattered slowing from the Boeing Freeway up to 529. Then you're going to break free. Everett to Seattle, 55 minutes, 40 from Linwood. Just a little slowing here and there through South Everett and Linwood. But then it gets bumper to bumper from 85th down to I-90. That is a slow roll there. North 5, thick approaching the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. Northbound 405 is slow from South Center, from I-5 and South Center, all the way to Northeast 44th near the VMAC. Just volume here. South Center to Bellevue's at 25 minutes. Renton to Puyallup, southbound 167 is a 45-minute commute. And Tacoma to Olympia is just spiked to an hour and 10 minutes. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I've become one of those even more annoying people that have recently have had a medical procedure and want to tell everybody about it. So part of a getting stem cell procedure from Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. After you get the procedure, they tell you, so no alcohol for 6 weeks. I'm like, okay. So I switched over to non-alcoholic beer, and I would order it just on Saturday. Somebody goes, well, you don't drink anymore? I said, no, I got a stem cell procedure. And then the guy goes, oh, what's that all about? So now that's my entree into talking about stem cell procedures and Dr. Mark Wagner. I'm like, look, if you got a bad wrist, elbow, knee, shoulder, whatever it is, you got bone on bone. He goes, yeah, my right knee. I said, perfect. This is a 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure right there in Seattle. Dr. Mark Wagner's done more than 20,000 of these things. I'm telling you right now, if you do have arthritis or you've got some sort of problems and you've been told, well, you got to get surgery, hold on, don't go under the knife, go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Because this guy has got it going on. 20,000 stem cell procedures. He knows exactly what he's doing. You owe it to yourself. Dr. Mark Wagner, MD.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
I wrap up my look at the good, the bad, and the ugly in Choke Points for 2025. The best is last, the ugly. Guess where I'm going to go? Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, your pocketbook. How about gas prices and sound transit? I'll talk about it tomorrow morning on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's Choke Points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Make this the last holiday season in that old kitchen. Hi, this is Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Our solid wood refacing system delivers a luxurious new kitchen way easier and less expensive than a tear out. You won't believe the difference. Heritage Homecraft's specialty is custom cabinet refacing and quartz countertops. With Heritage Homecraft, custom means built from scratch just for you. Our own craftsmen, not subcontractors, will reface your existing cabinet boxes with 1/4-inch thick solid hardwood and add new custom-built solid hardwood doors. We can make design changes, add cabinets, install custom features, and top it all off with a brand new quartz countertop. With the holidays here, I know everyone's busy, but if you order your new Heritage Homecraft kitchen now for select install dates after the new year, I'll give you 12% off the entire project. Hey, all year long and especially next holiday season, you'll be delighted that you did. Call today, Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. If you own firearms, it's your responsibility to make sure they're always stored safely. Hiding them in a closet or drawer is not enough. Kids know where they are. Research shows the risk of injury and death is lower if guns are stored unloaded and locked up, with the ammunition locked in a separate place. This is important when children are young, as well as when they grow into teenagers. For more, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours. Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day. That's cvshealth.com/investor day.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by CVS Health.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump announces a new Golden Fleet of Navy battleships.
As Commander-in-Chief, it's my great honor to announce that I have approved a plan for the Navy to begin the construction of 2 brand new, very large, the largest we've ever built, battleships.
The president says he expects to build a total of 10 ships in short order and ultimately 20 to 25. He made the announcement flanked by renderings of ships that were referred to as Trump class. The president, when asked about Venezuela, says land strikes there will happen, quote, soon. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador in March and later returned to the U.S. and charged with human smuggling, remains free until at least next week. A judge has extended her order barring the Trump administration from detaining and deporting him again. His lawyer, Simon Sandoval Motionberg, says
the government, in order to get the TRO resolved, needs to state exactly what it is they intend to do with Mr. Abrego Garcia and what their basis or reasoning for that is.
The government has to outline their plans to a judge on Friday. After more than 50 years at Arrowhead Stadium, the Kansas City Chiefs will move. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly.
Today, we are announcing an agreement to bring our beloved Kansas City Chiefs right here to Kansas.
The new Dome Stadium is expected to be ready for the start of the 2031 season. The holiday rush is on. Odyssey New York reporter Marla Diamond.
8 million will take to the skies, but according to AAA, 110 million will drive. And some here along the New Jersey Turnpike will go the distance.
We're leaving New York City for the first time ever, visiting there for Christmas holiday, and we're from North Carolina.
I'm from Florida, actually. I came up to visit for Christmas, and now I'm headed back. It's gonna take us 2 days. We'll stop overnight.
AAA says the best time to travel pre-Christmas and the day after is any time before 10 a.m. Marla Diamond for CBS News, New York.
Since there's been no winner in the Powerball drawings, tonight's jackpot is up to about $1.6 billion. KNX's John Baird has been talking with some people in Hawthorne, California.
The odds are definitely stacked against you, close to 1 in 300 million, and yet many people take the attitude it's worth a shot. Are you getting 1? Are you getting 10? Or
100.
Are you really?
Yeah, why not?
I bought a ticket myself. Another man also bought some tickets.
Oh, I just bought 2, man.
2?
Yeah.
What do you think your chances are? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm hoping I can win, man. So I've been playing a long time.
This is CBS News.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
Get ready for another windstorm. We'll give you the latest predictions in a moment. But first, we're going to traffic with Nate Connors.
Thanks, Jillian. It's starting to get busy out there. Everett to Marysville, 15 minutes. Scattered slowing between the Boeing Freeway and 529. Getting there from Seattle and Bellevue. Both of these routes are at 55 minutes. Everett to Seattle, also a 55-minute drive. 40 minutes from Linwood. Just a little slowing scattered between South Everett and Linwood. It's once you get into Seattle, you're bumper to bumper from 85th to I-90. South 405, thick from mid-Bellevue to Cold Creek Parkway. From there, you're going to slowly thin out as you make your way into Renton. Bellevue to Renton, plan on a half hour. Federal to Seattle's a half hour. Heaviest between Fife and State Route 18. Tacoma to Olympia is really struggling at an hour and 10 minutes. Just building volumes here. We're slow through South Tacoma, heavy through JBLM, and then heavy again between Lacey and Olympia. And out in Kitsap County, we've got a new collision through Chico, southbound 3, just past Chico Way. This crash partially blocks your left lane. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Jillian Raftery. Governor Bob Ferguson is weighing in on the investigation into a driver suspected of hitting a Washington State Patrol trooper Friday night. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
Police are still searching for a second driver they say hit State Trooper Tara Marissa Guting as she was working an accident scene along State Route 509 in Tacoma. Governor Bob Ferguson commented this weekend.
We are extending our thoughts and prayers to her family, to those who knew her and loved her.
Police are looking for a dark-colored SUV pickup-style vehicle. We have a photo of it on mynorthwest.com. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Guting's patrol car has been made into a public memorial for anyone who wants to pay respects or leave flowers. It's parked outside the State Patrol District headquarters on 112th in Tacoma. A driver headed over Snoqualmie Pass got slapped with a fine after being stopped with a huge chunk of icy snow stuck to the top of their minivan.
It is a law that you clear your vehicle prior to traveling on the roadway.
State Trooper Rick Johnson says ice can smash through a windshield or force other drivers to swerve dangerously. Instead of a white Christmas in the Puget Sound region, we could get a very windy one. KIRO meteorologist Ted Beener says new forecasts show 40 to 60 miles an hour winds.
We'll be keeping an eye on this very closely.
Another atmospheric river could also hit by December 28th, so the governor is mobilizing the National Guard to patrol levees along the White and Green rivers.
While the Green and White rivers will start to slowly come down in the coming days, it is important for the public to know that water levels will stay above normal for several days.
That's Catherine Sanborn with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Here's some holiday cheer. Leavenworth's Village of Lights is back, and Christmastown celebrations are in full swing. The storms and flooding delayed some of the events. Remember, Highway 2 is still closed, so plan ahead and check WashDOT's live map before traveling. Now let's check today's weather with brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are going to have rain throughout the night, but Tuesday is mostly cloudy with a high of 47. Wednesday, very rainy and windy, as we already told you, and a high of 44. Right now it's 50 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery with KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Name the movie. Anyone. Nate will get it.
Do you want me to get it, or
you do? Do you know it?
No.
I'm as mad as hell or nothing?
Yeah, I know the scene, but I don't know the movie.
Okay. Nobody? Yeah. No one?
He's an old man.
Okay, well,
and he is mad as hell.
Okay, fine. 1-888-973-5476. What's the movie? Nate didn't know it. Nate would know it right away. Diving in the news!
Do you know it?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to let the people... Folks love this, sort of nibble away at that sort of stuff. Let's see. The... Trying to get my blood pressure down already. Oh, my God. Hang on. I wish there was some kava in this tea I'm drinking.
Kava?
What's that it calms you down.
Okay.
It's from the pepper root. All right. Tracy Jefferson, my friend, who I talk to via text probably at least 2 or 3 times a month. Normally, it's with bad news. And just to give everybody kind of what's happened. 2021, Washington state legislators passed this thing called House Bill 1227, Keeping Families Together Act. An intent, the act was to safely reduce the number of children placed in foster care, reduce racial disproportionality in child welfare system, and to support relatives to take care of children when they must be placed out of home in order to protect their safety. So they passed this in 2021, and from that time on, Tracy Jefferson and the rest of the people that care desperately about kids that are caught in foster care systems with unsafe parents have been tracking the results of this wonderful Keeping Families Together Act. I saw that... Tracy, I saw that some people from the government are saying, oh, yeah, these numbers are not true. These numbers are inflated, and this is not really as bad as people say it is.
Yeah, so what's been going on since we last talked, John,
is the Ombudsman's Office in July actually released some of the 2025 data early. So in the first 6 months of 2025, 92 kids, according to the Ombudsman's Office, have died or nearly died that had prior CPS involvement or maltreatment. Regardless of whose numbers you're looking at, whether it's DCYF's numbers or the Ombudsman's numbers, we're looking at a record-breaking year in 2025 for child fatalities and near fatalities when we could have intervened and we could have prevented these kids from dying. And when we think about keeping families together, this is the exact opposite direction of where we should be going.
Yeah. There's a story that Charlie Harker did, and I'm going to get your reaction and what you're hearing from others after this. Charlie put a lot of work into it. Had heard from somebody about a 9-year-old boy that is living in a tent on Aurora Avenue, and his mother is a sex worker. Father has a job, but apparently there's plenty of drugs, and the kid lives in a tent and doesn't attend school. Here's what one of the neighbors said, from Charlie's story.
His clothes are dirty. He has dirt under his fingernails. He had a audibly distressing chest cold. He had dirt green mucus in his nostrils, evident that he hasn't probably had a bath or a shower in quite some time.
There's a neighbor that lives nearby and also...
She's a fentanyl addict. She's open about it. There have been kind of a rotating door of men that have been coming in and out.
When Andrew asked one of them what he was doing, the man said he was giving her bandages.
Sure.
Bandages.
But they'd be in there and it's obvious what they were doing. You could hear it.
There's a 9-year-old in there.
Oh, no, they make him wait in the bushes outside of it. He has never been enrolled in any school in Washington State. But they'll lie about it. They say that he is in this slow start program, which doesn't exist. There have been several times when we would discover that he was here all night alone. The mother,
9-year-old boy.
9-year-old boy.
So Christian Moreland, I'm sure you know her with More We Love, went with Charlie to see what type of services these people would accept.
Is there a reason why you're turning down safe housing for your family?
It down for you.
What was that?
I'm turning it down from you.
You don't want safe housing?
Not from you.
Okay, can you tell me why, sir?
Dad, I do not like you, and I am not during the rent.
Okay. I assume the police have been called. I assume that the folks responsible for taking care of kids, and I'm assuming these are also the same people that would be advocates for Keeping Families Together Act. What have they done? Have they gone and visited this boy?
So it's our understanding, based on the article that you shared in the recent post that was discussed, CPS has been involved with this family. Resources have been offered to this family, and the child is still left there living in these conditions, and it's not considered enough yet to remove him based on the threshold of the Keeping Families Together Act, which is imminent physical harm. What's interesting is there's starting to be some dissension about what imminent physical harm means. For example, at the recent DCYF Oversight Board meeting, the LCYC, the Legal Counsel for Youth and Children, presented saying imminent physical harm can be met and that they are able to meet it. However, they file independent petitions, is what we're being told by DCYF staff, which is a different threshold for the burden of proof than what DCYF has to prove. What I find most disturbing is that, and this was very public with this recent article, is the mindsets that come out and that are shaping the landscape of the child welfare system. For example, a program that supports the guardian ad litems and CASAs in our state and provides training for them, one of their responses said that foster care is temporary, families are forever. And they're absolutely right. Foster care is meant to be temporary, and families should be forever. And no matter where the child ends up at permanently, they always come with that heritage and that history of their biological family. However, we have to acknowledge that death is forever. And that if we don't get children out of harm's way, we don't give them a chance to heal and recover from what they've been exposed to. Another follow-up to this that got shared on social media this weekend talked about, well, the boy's behaviors are so bad, he's basically feral. And so no family could potentially take care of him. And that's just that's so flawed in our thinking as a society. We're willing to throw endless resources. And when we meet with people about leaving children in harm's way, the most common response we get is we need more resources. We're willing to throw endless resources at the parents, but we're so willing to say, well, this child is beyond hope. And I reject that. As a mother, as a concerned community member, we can't give up on these kids. And had we taken the step to intervene earlier, his trauma scores would not be where they are now. His behaviors would not be where they are now. And we could have potentially helped him earlier.
Yeah, when I read about how they created this thing 2021, all sorts of stuff came up because of George Floyd and then all of these ways to remedy these problems. But when you see the second reason, so reduce the number of children placed in foster care. Okay, you want to bring that number down. Why? Because you don't want them in foster care. Okay, that's good. But to reduce racial disproportionality. So we don't want to remove the kid from the black family and then put the kid in the foster care system where there's a white family, because that's horrible for everybody. But then you read that they come up with the harm reduction kit. And you and I have talked about this before, Tracy. This either speaks to just blind ignorance of what it must be like to be in that home, and I use the word home with air quotes around it. But the folks in Olympia say, we know, listen, mom's addicted to drugs and dad's addicted to drugs, but we're going to give them the harm reduction kit. And we're going to hand them the kit. There's going to be a lockbox. There's going to be fentanyl testing strips, Monoxin, right, in order to be able, in case somebody happens to OD, which I can't imagine they will because they're going to be giving them testing kits. So there's no way anybody's going to OD. Additional material to raise awareness about the dangers of sympathetic opioids. So this is in the kit that the government gives you, and then you hand it to a drug-addicted mom and a drug-addicted dad, and you're like, make sure you read the literature in there. I mean, that's like crazy town, right? That they think, and then the other one they came up with, you told me about, is if dad's addicted, then dad can do his drugs in the morning while mom stays sober. This is from the government. These are folks in Olympia. Then in the afternoon, mom can get high while dad's sober.
Yeah, so as long as there's a safety plan and at least one parent available to care for the child, then we can't prove imminent physical harm to the threshold that we need to intervene, remove the child out of harm's way. There are times where I can see a harm reduction kit being provided to a family, say, for example, if a teenager has a substance abuse problem and we're trying to make sure the parents are equipped in order to help that teenager. But what we're seeing instead is that harm reduction kit mindset got expanded, and now it's being used as a safety plan instead of what it was intended for to begin with. And DCYF has published on their own website that over 750 doses of Narcan have helped save lives. And what we have tried to get information on is, what have the kids been exposed to? Why are there not, who's been using the Narcan? Are we making kids have to help their parents in an overdose scenario? Are siblings using it on other siblings? Because that's all traumatic experiences for children that we have to help them recover from as well. One of the things that a follow-up bill, Senate Bill 6109, did that said that the courts have to give great weight to the high-potency synthetic opioids. One of the things that did is it encouraged the department to have to do these safe child consultations. However, in one of the recent fatality reports, a safe child consultation was done shortly before the child died and determined that the parent's drug use was not a risk to the child.
Here's a quote from somebody there. I don't know if this is Tana Sen or not. She's the Secretary of Department of Child DCYH, says research shows that keeping children safe at home with parents and avoiding the traumatic experience of removal is the best long-term option for kids. When there is a substance use concern, a multi-pronged approach is required, including treatment, community support, and tools to prevent accidental ingestion. Yeah,
which is great when the parents are willing to accept resources, accept treatment, complete treatment, and when we can keep the children genuinely out of harm's way. However, when we're on track for a record-breaking year for fatalities and near fatalities, and it has been steadily increasing, I challenge that mindset, and we cannot sacrifice our children any longer on this ideology of families together at all costs. Part of the data that they used in their trainings to support the harm of removal compared children who enter foster care and their graduation rates to children who have not experienced foster care. Yes, children who enter foster care have lower graduation rates, but it is not because they are placed in foster care. It starts long before they ever enter the foster care system. And there's mountains of data out there that say adverse childhood experience scores, the more those go up, the poorer the outcome is educationally. And as an adult, the higher the incidence of autoimmune disorders and the bigger the cost to society. Kids at Risk Action Network estimates the national cost of childhood maltreatment at around $14 trillion.
You know, we just raised, or we, the listeners of KIRO Radio, raised, I don't know how many, what was the total amount, Jacob?
Close to 100,000, about 95,000.
About $95,000 for Treehouse, right? Because that organization been around for like 35, 37 years or something, right? It's a great organization. I mean, wraparound services for these kids. But it seems like the folks in Olympia in 2021 wanted to, affect the racial thing of black kids out of black homes into white homes. But more importantly, they wanted to reduce the number of kids in foster care systems. So how do we do that? Well, let's just keep kids in those homes. But then you've given us the numbers. We don't even know the names. But would you say how many kids altogether in 2025? Was it more than, I think the percentage was, but more importantly to know the number. Was it 94? How many kids altogether have died?
92 kids is what the Ombudsman's office showed in the first 2 quarters had died or nearly died. That's a child every other day.
Right.
And the reality is we're shifting the racial disproportionality from removals to fatalities and to critical incidents. We're just shifting the trauma.
Sure. Right. So it'll be interesting to see because Charlie's story has picked up a lot of traction. The boy, the last thing we had checked, was still there. The 9-year-old is still there in the tent. The father still rejecting any help from Christian Moreland for 25 years working with the More We Love. I don't know where DCYF is in this case. Have you heard? Have they gone to the tent and seen the boy? I mean, you could probably pretty much point to just any one of the factors that kid is living with and say, well, this isn't safe. This kid should probably not be here. This would be a perfect example where the state would step in and say, we really want to keep families together. Keep Families Together Act, except if mom and dad are living in a tent and mom's a prostitute and dad's a drug addict and refuses help. Maybe the state should step in there.
And we wish we could say that this was an isolated incident, John, but it's not. We see this playing out over and over again. We hear from frontline social workers that they're issuing concrete goods vouchers for things like lock boxes to parents who are living in tents for young children. We are hearing from frontline social workers that they are being told they don't have enough evidence built up yet to meet the burden of proof required under the Keeping Families Together Act to prove the direct causal relationship between the substance abuse or the living conditions and imminent physical harm. And that's where we have to change this. Whether I firmly believe that people have good intentions and that nobody passed this law saying we want kids to die. Nobody did that. But we clearly have a disconnect between the intention of the law and the reality of what is happening. And we cannot continue to beat our heads against the wall and say more resources, more resources, more resources when kids are dying and we are compromising the next generation.
Well, luckily for you and for the rest of us that have some sense in our head, Representative Tom Dent is going to be in there in January trying to get this thing changed. And trying to rearrange some of the wording for it to make sense as to when the state steps in and what state of safety or harm is the child experiencing to fill in the gaps. And then hopefully 2026 has better numbers for all of us. Tracy Jefferson, I wish you a Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming on.
You too. Thanks, John.
All right. Talk to you soon. All right. Checking with Nate. Checking traffic. Nathan?
All righty, John, let's see. Let's start up in Everett where we've got a new collision. It's North 5 at Highway 2. A car fire actually is blocking the HOV lane. And out of precaution, the southbound HOV lane is also blocked at the scene. This is affecting westbound 2 traffic that is now packed halfway across the trestle. And northbound I-5, you're bumper to bumper starting at State Route 526. Everett to Marysville pushing 25 minutes. Everett to Seattle's at 50 minutes, 40 from Linwood. We cleared out through South Everett, just minor slowing in Linwood, so the brunt of this is bumper to bumper from 85th to I-90, and that's the heaviest part of this backup. Everett to Bellevue is a half hour. You're crowded from Canyon Park into Bothell. Once you hit Bellevue, though, it's South 405 is solid from 520 all the way to the Renton Landing. After Cold Creek Parkway, things begin to loosen up for you. Bellevue to Renton's at a half hour. Seattle to Federal Way, 45 minutes. Down in South Hills, solid backups in both directions of State Route 161 between the mall and 187th now. And out toward Kitsap County, we still have this collision southbound 3 at Chico Way blocking your left lane. You're now in about a 3-mile backup starting near Newberry Hill Road. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'm going to get a great gift for Christmas. I'm going to get a chance to go out for a run with my daughter. Now, it doesn't say how big of a deal, but the fact that I haven't been able to run for 7 years, and Charlie's running half marathons and 10Ks and stuff, and she's going to come up to the barn, up to Cleella, flying in from Austin. I'm going, yeah, bring your running shoes, Chuck. Let's go for a run. I would not have been able to say that if I hadn't seen Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, because for 7 years I haven't been able to run because my hip was so bad. The MRIs and the x-rays, doctors were like, wow, what did you do to your hip? Just wear and tear generally. And if you found yourself with problems and you use the expression bone on bone when it goes to explain your knee, your hip, your shoulder, whatever else it is, and you have been told, well, you better go get that thing operated on. They're going to get in there and they're going to restructure your elbow or your shoulder. They're going to get in there and move a bunch of stuff around, saw off the femur, put in a new hip bone. Before you do that, don't go under the knife. Go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. He's got 20,000 stem cell procedures that he's done successfully, and you could be the next one. This is an 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure from the best in the business. Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, drmarkwagnermd.com.
Our Santa Loves a Smart Top event is here. Treat yourself to the best present of all, a hot tub from Olympic. Save up to $4,800 on your new tub with an amazing smart top for free. Ends Christmas Eve. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's a bully, but we aren't afraid of a fight. It's elusive, but our focus never fades. It's deadly, but we were born to defeat cancer. You may not have heard of us, but our work has helped millions impacted by cancer. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We are leaders in advancing breakthroughs in immunotherapy, genomics, and personalized medicine. This research saves lives. After 65 years of fighting blood cancers, we've arrived at a game-changing belief. The cures for cancer are in our blood. The drugs and treatments we've developed for blood cancers have helped people affected by many different types of cancers. We are the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Beating cancer is in our blood. Learn more at LLS.org.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Jillian Raftery. A high-profile Western Washington ICE detainee is being ordered set free.
A Pakistani native and U.S. Army veteran who was taken into ICE custody at a citizenship interview in Tukwila is being released. That's according to the Muslim advocacy group CARE. The Department of Homeland Security has referred to Mohammed Zahid Chowdhury as an illegal criminal alien, but CARE says a federal judge Monday ordered that he be set free from the ICE processing center in Tacoma, where he's been held since August 21st. Heather Bosch, KIRO News Radio.
An update in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the man deported to El Salvador despite a judge blocking his removal. He's still out on bail, but the legal battle over his future rages on. Abrego Garcia was brought back to the U.S. and accused of human smuggling. He now says he wants to accept refugee status in Costa Rica. The Justice Department continues to face criticism on the rollout and redaction of the Epstein files. Today, the president weighed in.
What this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has.
He also announced the U.S. will develop and build a new class of nuclear warships. King County Public Health is investigating an E. coli outbreak linked to a restaurant in Bellevue. 5 people got sick and 4 were hospitalized. All of them ate at Tokyo Teriyaki Stop between November 24th and 25th. This particular strain of E. coli can cause Shiga toxin and lead to particularly severe symptoms like nausea, vomiting, and bloody diarrhea. The restaurant did close but reopened after an inspection. All that rain is good for something. That is snow.
More than 22 inches of snow have fallen at the summit at Snoqualmie, so opening day there will be Tuesday, but expect limited terrain and just 2 lifts for now, Pacific Crest and the Upper Carpet. Crystal Mountain and White Pass and Mission Ridge, they're all open, but Stevens Pass has yet to start its season. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Now let's check the drive with Nate Connors.
All right, up in Everett, we've got a car fire. It's a North 5 at Highway 2. It's in your HOV lane, and then out of precaution, they're blocking the HOV lane southbound in the same at the scene. And now westbound 2 is packed across the trestle all the way approaching the EB Slough. And then North 5, the main line, you're bumper to bumper, starting at the Boeing Freeway. Everett to Marysville, still about a 20-minute trip for you. Seattle to Everett has gone up to an hour and 20 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, an hour 15. Linwood to Seattle is a 40-minute trip. Just a little slowing in Linwood, but again, the brunt of this is bumper to bumper from about 85th now down to the West Seattle Bridge. Over on the east side, South 405 bumper to bumper from 520 to the Renton Landing. After Coal Creek Parkway, it'll start to thin out for you. Bellevue to Renton's a half-hour trip. In South Hill, we've got big backups today in both directions on State Route 161 between the mall and 187th. And we've got this collision in Kitsap County, southbound 3 Chico Way, continuing to block your left lane. You're now backed up into Silverdale, 3 to 4 mile backup here. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly cloudy and mostly dry for Tuesday with highs in the high 40s. Overnight lows in the high 30s. Rainy and very windy on Wednesday. It's 49 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
KIRO 7 News starting at 4. When you need to stay plugged in and connected, they've got you. Live breaking news so you know what's happening now. Investigations and in-depth coverage to get you answers. Weather on the way to help you prepare. Bringing the day's biggest stories into focus so you know more. Watch KIRO 7 News at 4, 5, and 6. Only on KIRO 7 TV.
Nice done. Wow.
Just see you nodding every word.
No, I'm reaffirming. I'm giving you the support you're supposed to do without stealing focus. It's a big thing in acting.
That's right.
Don't steal focus. That's just let him do his thing. Everyone look intently at Jacob while he reads that. Hanging on every word. Oh, golly gee. Oh, but Court, you don't have to tell me in. You didn't have to say the word Buc-ee's.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers.
You definitely did need to.
No, I
love them so much.
I
had to bring it up.
No, I was going to launch into a big Buc-ee's thing about Christmas and stuff, but people have heard it before. But, for crying out loud, go there and go caroling. They got 16 locations. Just open the door and just start singing your hearts out. They especially love 12 Days of Christmas. Hold the door open for like a half an hour while you blast through that classic. Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers with 16 locations, been around for 50 years. It's Buc-ee's Auto Service Centers. Don't I get a bell? All right. It's real weird. I'd read this book a while ago, and then I saw the National Review's got a story on it. I guess we'll start with the big headlines. According to now 126 scientists, we don't share 98.6% genes with primates. Whew, what a relief. We're actually about 85%. So we got a little space between ourselves and those chimps. That's good. That kind of punches a hole in a book that was written about 15 years ago. And because these guys that wrote Sex at Dawn, Prehistoric Origins of Modern Sexuality, it sold hundreds of thousands of books. It basically says, look, we're like the bonobos, those apes. And they don't have a one partner. The only pigeons and Catholics mate for life. So that's not from the book. That's Woody Allen. We're like, why are we fighting it? Why are we fighting our basic nature? Let's be more like the bonobos and just go at it with our bonobo. So the authors of that book said, if you go back a couple thousand years ago, collective society, there was no monogamy. You just, you'd sleep with different people. And then women at that time would, not realizing how the whole biology would work, they would go into the tribe and they'd say, well, I like this guy, the way he looks, I like this guy's sense of humor. I like the way this guy reads a spot about KIRO News. And then you'd sleep with all of them. And then you're thinking that because they didn't understand biology, the son is going to be, if it's a son, is going to be the offspring of all 5 of those. They're going to get all the great qualities. But also what it did was, then with the little kids walking around the village, everybody thinks, hey, there's my boy. There's my boy. There's my kid right there. Hey, come on in here. How you doing there? How you doing there, squirt? So anyway, according to these authors, that made for a much better society because there was not everybody, only caring about one kid or that's my kid and my kid's going to beat your kid in the game of Little League or whatever. Everybody was all in it together because you didn't know who the dad was. All right. Then they also said, so there's no such thing as monogamy. Well, let's go back to our roots, back to our chimpanzee roots. Let's go back to the bonobos. And this monogamy is not natural to us. And we would all be happier if we didn't have it. Because again, the bonobos aren't monogamous and we're like the bonobos. So let's be like them. Well, now we find out, according to Nature magazine that wrote the article, and 123 different scientists have looked at it. Yes, there's a distance between us and our primitive apes relatives there's 85%. I don't know if that all of a sudden some guy goes, whoop, I guess I got to give up my OnlyFans page.
Yeah, that 10% difference.
So, a lot of guys look the other way. It's not 50%. Right. So that's the theory of the book, and this has often been contested by people because then they're like, well, wait a minute, is society better served by people that pair bond and you have just a mother and a father or a mother and a mother or a father and a father raising that child? But this idea of opening up that relationship and allowing other people to come in and out of that relationship, maybe that's a more natural state for everybody rather than us having to live under the yoke of monogamy. And that's the argument they've been making for years. And you probably hear from other people going, yeah, I don't believe in monogamy either. But you get to the bottom of other science studies saying for society, the best situation is two caring, loving people, and you keep a third person out of it. But you see more and more of it. Jacob, don't you have friends that are in these thruples?
Yeah. It seems like my generation is certainly more open to it. And I guess the thing for me as a reaction to this particular piece is that I know this was one argument from one book, but I think there are people that have no idea how similar or dissimilar to bonobos they are and are still interested in polyamory. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like giving themselves the excuse, hey, what's this thing I found on your phone? Oh, well, let me explain the bonobos.
Exactly. So, I mean, and I think polyamorous people, sometimes they call themselves, they shorten it to poly people. They get painted as if they want everyone to be poly, and certainly maybe some of them do. But I also think that they just want other people to be more accepting of more types of relationships, and they're not necessarily evangelizing or telling everyone else they also have to change their relationship. Right. It's just they want to be accepted.
Right, I got it. Then you think, okay, then you get into the arguments, what's better for society? It's like, okay, listen, if somebody wants to do that, and why they want to do that's their choice. But if you come down on them, well, you can't do that. Well, how are you going to enforce that? Society can frown on it. Society can be a little less accepting of it, where don't judge and don't say this and don't say that. All of that kind of, I guess it's now called bullying, but it used to be a way of these modern terms for these kids. But there was a thing of like, thank you. You just don't do that. Like, you don't wear that. You don't do that, and you don't talk like that, and you don't act like that, because if you do all that, you're weird, right? I talked about this before, back in the 70s. I remember one time ordering a Sprite, and everyone's like, what are you, gay? And having to defend my Sprite choice. I'm like, no, I'm not gay. I just want to get a Sprite. Oh, why? Because you're gay? Why does drinking a Sprite have me having sex with a man? I mean, why? Explain this to me.
So was it brown sodas you had to order to not?
I don't know what it was.
Get those type of accusations.
All of a sudden, there's like, oh, look out for that guy in the shower.
Oh my God.
But it was society had a way of bringing shame into place. Like my son told me the story. He goes, he walks into school at Central Washington, and there were 3 people in the classroom wearing capes. Okay. And then ears, like dog ears or something. And Rye says, just like 10 years ago, you wouldn't wear a cape because your friend's like, what's with the cape, dude? You're like, well, you don't like it? No, you look like a total, moron. But now everyone's like, oh, whatever. You want to have blue hair. You want to do lots of piercings and stuff. That's fine if that's how you roll. But, maybe we should bring back a little bit of shaming every once in a while. Not with the Sprite, which is a fine, refreshing lemon lime soda. And not an indicator of someone's sexual proclivity. We grew up in the worst of the worst. When back in the 70s and 60s and 70s, oh, my God. We didn't even call it bullying back then. You just called it, living.
We don't have a word
Go
for
get
it.
a drink of water at the water fountain, and you're leaning over, and your friend pushes your head into the water fountain. You're like, that's just fun.
I mean, even the things that were known to be bullying were more just like a fascinating thing to hear about that you never actually saw done. Swirlies. Are you familiar with this? This is where
swirlies,
you hold someone upside down and then you dunk their head in the toilet.
Or how about purple nurples?
Okay.
Nate, purple nurple, you ever got one of those?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Leave it at that. 1-888-973-5476. Come on down and give Jacob a purple nurple. Here's Nate taking a look at traffic.
All right, North 5 at Highway 2 up in Everett, a car fire still blocks that HOV lane, and then just out of precaution, they're blocking the HOV lane southbound as well at the scene. Westbound 2 is now bumper to bumper across the trestle, in fact, even well before you reach the EB Slough, so this is affecting Highway 2 as well as 204 approaching the area. North 5 bumper to bumper from the Everett Mall up to the scene. Everett to Marysville now 25 minutes. Seattle to Everett, an hour 20 minutes. It's solid from 520 through North Linwood before you even enter Everett. Bellevue to Everett, hour 15. You're slow from mid-Bellevue to Canyon Park, where we have a collision just past 527, blocking on your right shoulder lane. Our lake bridges are doing good. In Bellevue, westbound 520, approaching 405, a new crash blocks your right lane. This is at the exit lanes to 405. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 45 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia plan on an hour 10, and we have a wind advisory over the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, how about a simple New Year's resolution that is guaranteed to succeed? I'm talking about reversing hair loss. This is a quick, easy, one-day solution from Advanced Hair to begin to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow. World-class Dr. Alan Parango and his top-rated team at Advanced Hair were recently crowned, for the second year in a row, by the way, 425 Business of the Year. So I think for me, it was like 13 years ago. Because I noticed I started thinning. My hair was sort of falling out in the front and the back, and I talked to my barber, and he's like, well, it's a bald spot back there. We just keep an eye on it. Is it getting any better? Your hair's not coming back, he said. I'm going bald. So I made an appointment. You do the exact same thing because a fuller head of hair, if it's your New Year's resolution, and it should be, you can achieve this and celebrate New Year's with Advanced Hair. You're going to get $250 off, 250 free hair graft, and schedule a free consultation at 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Make this the last holiday season in that old kitchen. Hi, this is Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Our solid wood refacing system delivers a luxurious new kitchen way easier and less expensive than a tear out. You won't believe the difference. Heritage Homecraft's specialty is custom cabinet refacing and quartz countertops. With Heritage Homecraft, custom means built from scratch just for you. Our own craftsmen, not subcontractors, will reface your existing cabinet boxes with 1/4-inch thick solid hardwood and add new custom-built solid hardwood doors. We can make design changes, add cabinets, install custom features, and top it all off with a brand new quartz countertop. With the holidays here, I know everyone's busy, but if you order your new Heritage Homecraft kitchen now for select install dates after the new year, I'll give you 12% off the entire project. Hey, all year long and especially next holiday season, you'll be delighted that you did. Call today, Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for
for 2025. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-for-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877-CARS-for-KIDS. Donate your car today. Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The 37th annual Holiday Magic was another one for the record books. Thanks to everyone who donated.
You always come through.
It's not too late to donate. Just go to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
And then the snake appeared. Oh, we're back. We should leave the mics open during commercial breaks. Allow people to pay a little extra not to hear the commercials, and then if you just want to hear us.
Yeah.
I mean, a subscription service kind of thing?
Yes.
Sometimes it's just the sound of me reading people's texts about purple nurples. But
yes. Go ahead. What are the what did you learn about purple nurples? That you know about?
There's someone in Kitsap who's just naming other bullying tactics, I suppose.
Okay.
Snake bites, snuggies, Hertz donuts, and horse bites. That's two of these are 2 out of 4 just animal bites that I don't know.
No.
Okay.
The horse bite, I believe, would be that they would grab your calf and grab the back of your arm. Was the nuts one?
Hertz. Well,
yeah.
The snuggies are Hertz donuts.
Yeah. Let me see. That's generally in your groinal area.
Okay.
Nobody got the purple nurples?
No, there's some
Come
of them.
on,
Yeah,
you kids from the 70s.
Tin Hat Jason, I've gotten purple nurples. I've played Blow for Blow, and an amazing birthday present.
Give that man a Sprite.
It's just an amazing birthday present at my high school was to let all your friends hit you in the arm as many years as it's been since you were born.
Right. That's the worst part of your birthday. The people just punching away at you. And then the one kid sneaks a knuckle in there on you, get the dead arm.
Ouch. Oh, you like a Charlie horse? I guess we had
Charlie
those.
horse sort of thing.
Did you ever hear the rug burn? Where they grab your arm and
back,
twist them?
back and forth.
That was a nasty one.
That almost felt satisfying if it's almost massagey for a moment and then it starts to hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
You let us know. We're going to do that during the commercial break.
We're all going to give each other all these things.
What was the purple nurple was the one, and
that's what people would pay for.
To see that?
Yes.
See that thing? They called it an Indian burn.
That's what
back and forth in your hand.
Which is problematic, I think, now.
I forgot the other one was. There was something else that would grab part of your body. Yeah. I was always spilling my Sprite whenever that happened. All right. Do we have time for that? No, we don't. We don't have time. Look what you did to me.
Sorry.
I had a whole thing planned. I got a whole thing about them saving cats in Amsterdam. We'll save that.
Yeah.
And then also the story about the animal that kept escaping, and then finally, just let it go.
Yeah.
It really just wants to be free. Did it ever come back?
No, it's still loose in the French countryside, I suppose.
Oh, okay. Don't give away too much. We're really teasing as to what the species is. I remember a time driving down the street with my mom. My mom goes, "Oh my gosh, look at that. It's an all black squirrel. I've never seen. Look at that squirrel. It's black. It's a black squirrel." And then it got in the middle of the road as my mom was noticing it, and then it darted back under her wheel and died.
Oh, gosh.
And I'm like, "Mom, you just ran it over." Yes. Maybe you don't see many of those. They're not very good at crossing the street.
That's why you never see them.
Right. It gets halfway across and all of a sudden it's like, I got to go back. Oh,
it's a terrible story.
Right over it.
Yes.
Noogies, that's it. Noogies, yeah, top of the head.
Wet Willies. We did have Wet Willies. Those ones are mostly harmless, which is nice.
Wet Willie?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's not hurting anybody, really.
I'll tell you something. A Wet Willie, I think probably nowadays human resources would be frowning on that one.
It's none of the. You shouldn't do any of these at work.
What is this world coming to? If you can't do a Wet Willie on somebody at work, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try it out on James Lynch.
Okay.
I'm going to do a Wet Willie on him. All right, here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan?
All right, up in Everett, South 5 at Highway 2, a car fire continues to block the HOV lane. You're backed up to 529 now in Marysville. The North 5 HOV lane is blocked as well at the scene. So we're bumper to bumper back to State Route 526. Now the westbound 2 on-ramp to South 5 is fully blocked because of the car fire. So you're bumper to bumper as you approach the trestle. Everett to Marysville, 25 minutes. Marysville to Everett at 15 minutes. Seattle to Everett, hour 20. Bellevue to Everett, an hour 10. Linwood to Seattle is still hovering at 40 minutes. It's solid from Lake City Way, now all the way down to the Michigan curve before you start to break free. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour 10. You're slow through South Tacoma. You got a 3 to 4 mile thick backup through JBLM and another 4 mile backup between Lacey and Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, what do you think the number one New Year's resolution is? Most of it has to do with health. People say, "Oh, I want to lose weight," or "I want to take better care of myself. I want to quit smoking. I just want to feel healthy again." Most people quit by the 11th of January. Because it's hard. You got to break a lot of bad habits. You're not going to go it alone this year because Longevity Medical Clinic comes in and they help you with this New Year's resolution. They take the guesswork out of your health through comprehensive blood analysis, ongoing monitoring, and they build a clear roadmap for you. And you're not alone. The doctor is working with you every step of the way. They personalize it because they can see how you're aging. They can see what your needs are, and they are proactive rather than reactive. So if you haven't figured out a resolution yet, make longevity what you want. Because that's the name of the game. All you have to do is schedule a free health analysis. That's it. Take the first step. That's the first step for your New Year's resolution. It's the free health analysis. But once you do that, you finally know the direction you'll be heading. So for all the answers, lmclinic.com. You can visit LM as in Michael, lmclinic.com.
Here we go. Darnold has time. Looks inside. It's caught. The Seahawks win the game.
Playoff berth?
An instant classic.
This is who we are. That's Seahawks football.
Check.
Probably the craziest game I've ever seen.
With the playoffs looming, what's next?
You know, we're always going to fight.
Complete coverage at mynorthwest.com.
They now have the inside track on having the best record in the NFC.
And the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Hey there, Dawn Riling with Olympic Hot Tub. This holiday, treat yourself to the best present of all, a hot tub from Olympic. Through Christmas Eve, our Santa Loves a Smart Top event will save you up to $4,800 on your new tub and include an amazing smart top for free. This awesome hardcover handles Northwest weather, locks in heat, and looks fantastic. Santa loves a smart top, and so will you. It's the perfect gift to put under the tree. Details at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
that's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
When someone hears the words, "You have cancer," it's one of the darkest moments in their life. Light the Night brings light to the darkness of cancer by uniting survivors, patients, and supporters in the cause to end cancer. Friends, families, and coworkers form a community of hope, raising funds in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Together, we walk with lanterns held high to light the path to cures. Last year alone, the FDA approved 18 new drug therapies and treatments to treat blood cancers. The impact of LLS-supported research goes beyond blood cancer. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. When we walk, cancer runs. Join the movement to end cancer today. Visit us at lightthenight.org.
Retirement used to feel like something way off in the distance, and suddenly it's not. And like so many of you, I want to make sure the money I've spent a lifetime saving will actually last. That's why I work with Trajan Wealth. Ursula Reutin here. My husband and I recently sat down with Marty, and she took the time to understand our goals, our financial situation, and what we want the next chapter to look like. And because Trajan Wealth advisors are fiduciaries, they're required to put your interests first. The plan she came up with isn't shaped by commissions or products. It's shaped around our lives. Trajan is veteran-owned, and they specialize in helping people with $500,000 or more in savings build a smart, long-term strategy. So if you're starting to think seriously about your retirement, start with a team I trust. Call Trajan Wealth at 206-656-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC-registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. Claim your free panel today. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The latest on a developing story. A small Mexican Navy plane transporting a 1-year-old medical patient along with 7 others crashes near the base of a causeway near Galveston, Texas. At least 2 people have died. While making remarks from Mar-a-Lago about new battleships, the president was asked about the Epstein files. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports.
President Trump was asked about all the prominent faces seen in the latest release of documents related to the convicted sex offender, including former President Bill Clinton.
We've always gotten along, respect him.
He said he doesn't like to see the pictures of Clinton being shown.
I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing.
And placed blame.
This is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So they're giving their photos of me, too. Everybody was friendly with this guy.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
The Justice Department is facing continued backlash over its partial releases of files related to Epstein, with lawmakers and survivors denouncing the limited scope of the disclosures and significant redactions. A judge accepts guilty pleas from the Colorado funeral homeowners who acknowledged abusing 191 corpses. Authorities say Carrie and John Halford, who operated Return to Nature Funeral Home in Colorado Springs, maintained a lavish lifestyle and gave fake ashes to some families of the dead. The holiday travel rush is in full swing, with millions of people driving or flying over 50 miles from home. CBS's Andres Gutierrez is at Los Angeles International Airport.
AAA estimates a record number of Americans are traveling this year, beating last year's all-time high. For most of the country, the clogged roads are just a nuisance. But from New England to Miami, the holiday rush has meant long line at airport checkpoints. So far, few flight cancellations.
A strong atmospheric river is moving into parts of California. CBS's Rob Marciano.
44 million people under a flood watch. That includes Las Vegas as well. We have winter storm watches as well. As this next batch is coming in, it's going to mean business. First, it hits Northern California tomorrow night and then swings into Central and Southern California. As we go to Christmas Day, another surge coming in. Could see up to 10 inches of rainfall, and we've got a high risk of seeing some flash flooding during the day on Christmas along the coastal range there, and up to 4 feet of snow in the mountains.
Our Jim Crisula on charitable giving.
Most Americans don't plan any year-end charitable giving. That's according to a new Associated Press NORC poll. It found that about half of U.S. adults have already made their charitable contributions for 2025. Nearly 20% said they've already donated this year and plan to do so again before 2026 arrives.
This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Nurses at Seattle Children's Hospital are one step closer to a strike. That in just a moment. But first, Nate Connors has your KIRO News Radio traffic.
Thanks, Jillian. Seattle Sports has our update, and it is a tough commute through Everett today. South 5 at Highway 2, we've got this ongoing car fire. We're about an hour into this now. It's blocking the HOV lane, and this is also blocking the HOV lane in the northbound direction. And let's see, South 5, you're backed up to 526. South 5 is backed up to 529. North 5, you're bumper to 526. And then westbound 2, your on-ramp to South 5 is now fully blocked, so you cannot get onto South 5 from the trestle, and it's backed up approaching the trestle. In fact, Highway 2, you've got about a 2-mile backup approaching, and southbound 204 is backed up about halfway up to Lake Stevens. Seattle to Everett, Bellevue to Everett are both right around an hour 15 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, a 40-minute trip. It's bumper to bumper from Lake City Way all the way past the West Seattle Bridge. Seattle to Federal Way is 40 minutes. Bellevue to Renton, 40 minutes. Renton to Puyallup southbound on 167 is a 45-minute drive. And we've got a pretty solid backup from Renton all the way into Puyallup now. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour 5 minutes. You're slow through South Tacoma, again through JBLM, and then again between Lacey and Olympia. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Jillian Raftery. As Trooper Tara Marissa Guting's patrol car has been made into a memorial outside her Tacoma office, police are still searching for a vehicle believed to be involved in her death Friday night. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
Police now say 2 vehicles struck 29-year-old state trooper Tara Marissa Guting as she worked an accident along State Route 509 in Tacoma. Spokesperson Shelby Boyd told KIRO 7 TV they want to talk with that second driver.
We want the full picture in doing this investigation, and that vehicle, that person is going to help us.
The vehicle they're looking for is a dark-colored Chevy Avalanche or Cadillac Escalade. It's a pickup truck-style SUV. We have a photo of it on mynorthwest.com. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Still no charges for an undocumented immigrant driving a semi-truck arrested on suspicion of killing another driver in Auburn more than a week ago. The 25-year-old was released on bail despite an ICE detainer. King County spokesperson Casey McNerthney says the State Patrol has not yet sent a criminal referral because their investigation is still ongoing.
And so prosecutors can't make a charging decision one way or the other.
Court records say the semi-driver did not brake, falsified his logbook before crashing into a car on State Route 167, killing 29-year-old Robert Pearson on December 11th. Nurses at Seattle Children's Hospital have voted to authorize a strike. Their contract expired November 21st. Both sides have attended dozens of negotiation sessions. The union is required by law to give the hospital 10 days' notice if they actually do go on strike. Among the issues are higher pay, recruiting and retaining experienced nurses, more sick time, and rest breaks. We've reached out to Seattle Children's Hospital for comment. The holiday rush is on at Seattle-Tacoma Airport.
The airport says the busiest days this week are tomorrow and Friday, December 26th. If you're picking somebody up this week, you can park for free in the garage there for up to 90 minutes. But that's only from 7 p.m. to midnight and runs from today through Sunday.
That's KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Mostly cloudy tomorrow and very rainy and windy for Wednesday. Showers on Thursday. Highs in the mid to low 40s overnight. Lows in the mid to low 30s. Right now it's 49 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
All right, thank you. Next. Funky like a monkey. Who is that, Jacob? Do you know who that is?
I don't.
All right.
It's Macho Man, brother.
Thank you, diving in the video. It's a lot about you, Jacob. You were a little closer to me, I give you a big noogie for that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we get through all these? Let's see if we do all 4 of these stories. By the way, a new study comes out this a couple days ago. If you're a parent, new parent, if you want your kid to have a peanut allergy, don't give them peanuts. There. You want them to be part of the 2% of kids that have peanut allergies that ruin it for the rest of us. You can't have peanuts because, little Bryce has got a peanut allergy. Well, apparently they find out if you introduce peanuts early into the kids' diet, I think when they start to eat solid food, just give them a big thing of peanuts. Not a big thing, just a couple of peanuts. Introduce a few peanuts. Take them to a ball game. Nowhere else in the world that people sit there and eat shelled nuts like at a ball game. They said, listen, the kid will eventually, if you protect them from peanuts, you don't make sure there's no peanuts in anything, they're more likely to develop a peanut allergy. So this is the new science going against what people have been doing for a while now, which is, I don't want my kid to get a peanut allergy, so I won't give him any peanuts. Well, apparently it's just the opposite. All right, that one's done. All right, here's the other one people are going on and on about. I don't know. I saw a text from a plumber that wrote, I think G and Ursula, saying there's not that many toilets, not many rats in toilets. It's not that big of a problem. But in Massachusetts, hold on, bigger build up there. Hang on a second. But it's not a big problem here. But Massachusetts,
polka can be a catchy jingle. Rat in a toilet. It's just not the jam Betsy Childs expected to make.
We are listening to the AI-generated rat toilet polka that I made to cope with the second rat coming out of my toilet.
That's what I would do. First thing I would do after flushing the rat is go right over there to AI. Write me a polka song.
This musical inspiration began with her partner's interaction with their first problematic rat.
When he got up to go to the bathroom, poked its head up, took a breath, and then went back down once came.
They contacted their landlord, who quickly reached out to the city for help. Brookline's rat team has had numerous calls for this situation, nearly all from single-family homeowners.
I went to the bathroom, didn't realize that the rat was already with me at that point, hiding behind the toilet.
She slammed the door and came back 15 minutes later. It was gone. Now, they've been left to block the lid.
We have a precautionary flush, move the hamper, go, close the lid, flush again thing going on right now.
Okay, it was there in the bathroom, and then they closed the door thinking what the rat's going to just leave?
I guess so.
Yeah. So quick, let's write a polka.
Okay. The time I would have used to go to the bathroom, I spent
sitting there on the toilet writing the polka. The rats in toilets. That can happen if there's a flood. I saw this in the New York Post. People are now responding as well. There is a PSA cartoon. If there is a rat in your toilet, you're supposed to close the lid and then wait and flush. And then put dishwashing fluid down there because it stops the rat from being able to get any kind of
traction
to stop it. The rat can only hold his breath for 3 minutes, and he uses his tail to navigate to get up there as quickly as possible to then get up into the toilet. The reason this is being talked about is because of the flooding, and so King County officials believed that it would be necessary to warn people about this. Do you have a guess on how many toilets there are in Seattle? The New York Times published in their story about toilet rats how many toilets there are. There's 800,000 people that live in Seattle.
Yeah.
Right? 1.3 million toilets.
2.5 million, they say.
Well, that seems like a lot of toilets.
That's what I thought, too.
They're probably taking in public toilets, too.
I suppose so, yeah.
Right. Now we know. That's a lot of toilets.
And there are about 50 rat and toilet complaints per year in Seattle.
And I think a lot of those people are just making that up because they just want the attention. The rat in the toilet probably. They
want to get their polka band out there.
That's what it is. I wrote this song. Let's get more rats in toilets. In 1997, I was in Fox's show called When Animals Attack, and I had to play a husband, and Paula played my wife. And then they had this little actor kid, really cute kid, and the scenario was I was teaching my kid how to use the toilet. And we were throwing, Cheerios in there for him to aim at something. That's how
they
teach kids to use toilet. But then the kid went in, and who was the guy that was hosting the show at the time?
You said something Rick.
What was his name? Who he hosted? Where is he? Where's the TV show?
Robert
Urich.
Yes.
And he was like, but what the parents didn't realize was there was a snake in the toilet. So then I had to open the lid. Oh, because the kid comes in, Mommy, Daddy, poo-poo, Mommy, Daddy, poo-poo. And I'm like, what do you mean poo-poo? And then the kid's like, the poo-poo in the toilet. And then I had Robert York. As the dad went into the bathroom and I lift up the lid, and the funny thing was, they couldn't find, the only snake they could get was the one that some guy, Snake and Reptiles, when they were shooting the show here in Seattle. The snake, he only had one snake. And they're like, whoa, that's a big snake. Big. And it was a fake toilet. And he's like, well, I could put it in there. And they're jamming this giant snake. I mean, it was like 30 feet long. I'm like, this is ridiculous. And the guy's like, okay. So the director's like, okay, what you do is you just open the lid. You're going to see the snake. You're going to then drop the lid and then step back and shock, right? I open it up and there's this, you couldn't even see the bottom of the toilet. It was just all snake. And the weird part was then we had to shoot a scorpion attacking somebody, a snake attacked somebody, and then while we were shooting the show, the snake ended up biting somebody. Gosh. And we shot the scorpion thing where we had put a piece of plexiglass down and then shoot it so the scorpion was on top. You couldn't see the plexiglass, and it looked like it was walking across the guy's hand. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Effect. That's how you do it, folks, if you want to shoot your own TV show for Fox.
Wait, so you were in all of these scenes?
No, I was just no.
You were just around.
I was in character. I was playing the father, concerned about my kid learning how to use the toilet. I'm not going to all of a sudden go, oh, then I was the same guy that showed up in the scorpion thing? Yeah. This man had the worst luck.
Yeah, that's what the show should be about.
Right. His toilet, and all of a sudden, when he closed the lid and then turned to leave, a scorpion landed on his hand. Get some Cheerios in here.
Bathroom of horrors.
Everywhere you turn.
Frightening animal.
Everywhere you turn. All right, don't be afraid. Even if anything, just get pictures of it or video and send it over here. The rat in the toilet. And then flush him back down again. Tell him, no, go back to where you came from. The 7-year-old moms everywhere relating to their 7-year-old viral essay about being abandoned. Do we have this one? There he is right here.
The audio wasn't as helpful as I'd hoped.
Oh.
She posted some screenshots of her daughter's assignment for class where they were supposed to talk about their parents, and the daughter had written this entire book about how her mom abandoned her and how sad she was about this experience. And then the mom had to explain to everyone, I took one night to hang out with some other moms. We had the daughter got to stay home and eat pizza with dad, like nothing bad had happened.
That's abandonment, I guess.
But from the daughter's perspective, yes.
And that kid's got a career in KIRO Radio here telling stories. I like that. Right. That's good. Abandonment.
Well, a lot of people commented telling their own stories of kids describing very banal events in dramatic terms and freaking other people out.
Yeah, then they have to call the government in there to find out how the kid ended up getting abandoned. My mom had a funny story that she used to teach at this St. Christopher's Nursery School. She ran the thing. And this kid always used to draw a picture of his family, but then leave his father with only one leg.
Yeah.
I know the story before. And the mother had to go in. They called in and said, your daughter is always drawing pictures of the family with only one leg. Is this maybe you should probably talk to her about that? And the woman panicked and said, oh, my husband had his leg amputated. That would explain it. But the mom was like, goes home to the daughter, why do you always draw dad with one leg? She's like, I don't know. I think it's more interesting or whatever the kid said. So then at that point, after the mother had lied, told the father, you can never go to the school to pick up the daughter because the parents are believing that you are seeing a leg. So keep all that in mind.
Who did this happen to?
My mom. It was at my mom's school. My mom had this kindergarten, this nursery school she used to run. Finally, the fact that I guess this fits under our animal news. Frankie the flamingo, a BBC reporter reporting on Frankie being free.
Frankie, the fugitive flamingo, has been finally found.
Okay, a lot of alliteration. Dan Johnson, have some respect for yourself.
On a French beach.
We saw this pink bird fly up from the shore very close to us. It was evident straight away that it wasn't a local bird. It was pink and big And I love flamingos. I've always wanted to see flamingos in the wild. So yeah, it was amazing. It was their spectacle.
It's more than a week since Frankie made her escape, wings clipped but flying free over Cornwall's Hale Estuary. And this is the evidence convincing staff that she's now turned up on the coast of Brittany. That's 120 miles as the crow, or the flamingo, flies.
So 99% confident that it's her. I am not sure what we can do, to be honest, at the moment. I mean, she's out there, even if we caught her, we'll be able to get her back into the UK. Probably not. And the paperwork, quarantine, bird flu, all stacks up against the chance of getting her back into the UK.
Frankie was star attraction at Paradise Park when she hatched this summer. Staff worried she wouldn't survive in the wild, but she now has a chance to join some French relatives.
There is a colony of flamingos in southwest France, which are greater flamingos, a different species, but maybe she would meet up with those and she could live with them. That might be the best solution.
And with colder weather upon us, who could blame a bird for flying south for the winter?
Winter. There we go. Nice to know that Frankie's okay. I thought there was more of they're holding them back and trying not to have her escape, but apparently Frankie's finding friends there in France.
Well, that's what they hope. I thought
I don't think this bird's long.
Oh, no.
He flies all over there, doesn't know anybody. It's like driving down. You get a fly in your car, you drive like 300 miles, then you put the window down, you go wherever you're getting to, and all of a sudden the fly flies out. It's like, what? Where am I? Start all over again. Like to make new friends, poop in somebody's food, start a whole new life. Not easy for the fly.
My favorite part of the story is that it does seem like they very easily could get the flamingo back. They just don't want to do the paperwork.
Yeah, I like that guy's attitude. Well, there's a lot of work we have to go through, figuring things out.
That's your whole job, man. Look what else you're doing.
And this one, we're like, well, just, with this one, we just leave it as it is. And, So you're not going to come get it? Well, we could. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 pieces of paper we have to get signed. And, some just, at this point, just let it be. The guy hangs up, just waiting for another call. What is it, dog? Yeah, you just don't need a dog. At this point, it's more work than it's worth. It's the guy's only job. He's like, What do you got? It's a parrot. Hold on, let me look on the parrot. Hang on. You need to fill out some forms.
There's no animals at the zoo. All of them have escaped, and he just doesn't care enough to get them back.
His job is the zookeeper. Yeah, we used to have a crocodile exhibit, but the amount of paperwork for a crocodile return was just way too much for me. So anyway, cheers. The last part of it is the fact that the Kent mayor, I don't have time for it, do I? Do I have time for this one?
We can. Yeah, go ahead.
Really quickly, I understand how the mayor of Kent feels about this. So the National Weather Service said that the alert was telling everybody that they needed to get out of there as quickly as possible. And because of that, well, let's see if I can do it 1 minute. Here we go.
It created panic and chaos. I'm just going to be really, really blunt.
That's Kent Mayor Dana Ralph reflecting on the day of the Desmony levee breach when it seemed there were contrasting messages coming from the city and the National Weather Service, which issued a flash flood warning.
There was a levee breach. There was not a dam break. That is the other language that was used. And those are very, very different things.
Ralph says the city was surprised by the National Weather Service alert.
The breach in the levee, while significant and dangerous, I want to be really clear that there is an absolute flood component to that. It's much slower and would build its way out, and not that massive wall of water that comes to mind when you hear the word flash.
And should have had this guy. What is a flood? There's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine.
She says that's when the calls of concern started. Local businesses, neighbors, even city workers worried they needed to get out and fast, causing traffic jams.
Yeah.
That chaos then turned into the inability or significant hampering of fixing of the problem. So we needed to get equipment in there to repair that levee. City of Kent crews, working with King County, needed to bring in dump trucks, rock, all of those equipment, and we had to have police escorts for our equipment to get them to the levee.
Yeah, see, so the National Weather Service should probably, here's what I'm going to solve this problem. They should contact Dana Ralph, the mayor, and say, here's what we think or something. This is what. Just get the wires straight on this one rather than making everybody panic on it, right? Because then all of a sudden the mayor's like, what? There's a what? What's gone wrong? Everybody's out there on the roads, all right. But again, or just call the guy at that zoo in England and have him solve the problem by just ignoring all of it.
Even if we caught her, we'll be able to get her back into the UK? Probably not. And the paperwork.
It's paperwork. Don't worry about it. Get some sandbags. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. Bad news if you're heading through Everett this evening. South 5 at Highway 2. We're still on scene of an earlier car fire that's got the HOV lane blocked, and you're backed up to State Route 528 in Marysville. The North 5 HOV lane remains blocked at the scene as well, and you're backed up bumper to bumper to the Boeing Freeway. And then westbound 2, your on-ramp to South 5 remains fully blocked. So you're bumper to bumper westbound across the trestle. And even prior to that, westbound 2 is backed up to Bickford. Westbound 204 backed up to 81st, almost into Lake Stevens. Seattle to Everett, hour 15. You're solid from Northgate through North Linwood before you even enter Everett. Bellevue to Everett, in hour 5. You're slow from Bellevue to the Alderwood interchange. Westbound 520 at Montlake Boulevard, a collision blocks the end of that on-ramp. Just a minor backup there approaching Montlake, as both of our lake bridges are doing good. Seattle to Federal Way, 40 minutes. You're slow from 405 all the way to South 272nd and Federal Way. And in South Tacoma, a new collision South 5 at 38th, blocking the right lane. You're backed up to State Route 18, Tacoma to Olympia, 1 hour. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, how about a simple New Year's resolution that is guaranteed to succeed? I'm talking about reversing hair loss. This is a quick, easy, one-day hair loss solution from Advanced Hair, and it begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it's even guaranteed to grow. We got Dr. Alan Perungo, world-class Dr. Alan Perungo. He's there with his top-rated team at Advanced Hair, and they've been recently crowned, I believe for the second year in a row, 425 Business of the Year. I noticed I was losing my hair about 13 years ago. The barber's like, well, I'm getting bald in the back there. It's kind of losing it in the front. I was like, yeah, but is it getting any better? Kept going back in a couple weeks. No, you're losing more hair. Finally realized, oh my God, I'm going bald. I got to fix this. So if you want a fuller head of hair, this is the New Year's resolution that you can achieve. You can celebrate the new year with Advanced Hair, and you get $250 off and $250 free hair graft. You schedule a free consultation by calling 425-449-8185 and visit advancedhair.com. Check out the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Thank you to all of our great KIRO News Radio listeners.
This is the moment.
For making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home, thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Jillian Raftery. Forecasters are watching closely as a storm system that's bearing down on much of California could produce heavy winds and rain in Washington. Gusts of 40 to 60 miles an hour could howl across the Puget Sound region by Wednesday. CBS's Andres Gutierrez says that atmospheric river is pounding Los Angeles.
It is going to be a wet Christmas here, and there are concerns about mud flows in areas affected by the wildfires earlier this year. Mandatory evacuation warnings are in effect. LAPD officers will go door to door at high-risk homes, all because of a storm that has already hit other parts of the state.
The Department of Justice has released more files on convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein after the Friday deadline set by Congress to release all of the files. CBS's Scott McFarlane is following that case.
Among the documents causing alarm, a 1996 report confirming Epstein survivor Maria Farmer asked the FBI to investigate him for possession of child pornography.
I think seeing this evidence just begs the question of why was nothing done?
Farmer's sister, Annie, spoke to CBS News.
There are so many people that are invested in the truth of this case coming to light that sooner or later it will.
The Department of Justice did not respond to requests for comment.
Tensions are ramping up with Venezuela. The Trump administration is aiming at the country's oil exports and seizing Venezuelan tankers. CBS's Willie James Inman is covering the president in West Palm Beach, Florida.
President Trump said he will not back down from his pressure campaign against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
If he plays tough, it'll be the last time he's ever able to play tough.
It was the second vessel seized by the U.S. The first, a tanker called the Skipper, boarded by a Coast Guard team 10 days ago, is approaching the port of Galveston, Texas. The Coast Guard is also pursuing a third oil tanker, according to a U.S. official. The ship apparently evaded capture.
Republican state lawmaker Deb Manjares of Wapato has introduced a bill to track overdoses in near real time to save lives. The Center Square reports it would require first responders to report overdose data within 24 hours. That information could show where overdoses happen and whether they were fatal. The sponsor says the state's current dashboard only tracks death after the fact, and Washington's overdose death rate is 37% higher than the national average. Now let's check in with Nate Connors, who's got your traffic.
All right, Jillian, well, we've got a new wrench to throw into our rough commute up in the Everett area this afternoon, and that is South 5 at 529 coming out of Marysville. A new collision takes up the right lane. You're backed up to 88th, but there's also good news here. We just cleared that long-term blocking issue, the car fire that had the HOV lanes blocked at Highway 2 in both directions of I-5. So this opens up our North 5 backup that starts way back at the Boeing Freeway, and this should open up that westbound 2 off-ramp to South 5 as well, bringing relief to hefty backups on westbound 2 and westbound 204 heading toward the trestle. It's going to be a while, though, before this clears out, but at least we have cleared that blocking issue. Seattle to Everett, an hour 15. You're solid from Northgate through North Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, just around an hour. You're slow from Bellevue to the Alderwood interchange. Westbound 520 at Montlake Boulevard. They're almost ready to clear this collision at the end of the on-ramp, but it's still blocking. But again, just a minor backup approaching Montlake. Bellevue to Renton, give yourself a half hour. And Tacoma to Olympia is 1 hour. We've got a solid backup starting at State Route 18 to South 38, where we still have a collision in that right lane. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. It's going to be mostly cloudy tomorrow, which is a nice break before rain and a lot of wind on Wednesday. Tomorrow, high of 47. Wednesday, high of just 44. It's 46 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Teeny, if you would please be so kind. Press a little. Oh, wow. Click on all the names of all the players. Aaron has taken his name off the board. Nate has taken his name off the board. And since Joe's not here, it's between myself and Jacob. It lands on Jacob.
That's so strange. It seems to land on me every time.
That's weird. Hear. I'm not saying it's fixed.
No. Is it improper to just keep recommending the? I just
keep doing the same one.
Yeah.
We'll just put in the book. Just see the first one.
That's right. There's nothing better. Yeah, we'll just a bunch of pages redirecting you to my deviled egg recipe, which is the only one I care about.
And?
Sorry, what else do you have to say
just
about
deviled
it?
Eggs?
Yeah.
It's Wilcox Family Farm eggs.
Yeah.
And then
you can put bacon on it if you want to. I don't. Out of laziness, largely.
How's the crowd feel about that?
It's silent.
The booing early. Oh, that's a shame. That's what they think of your. Don't forget all the recipes, including Jacob's famous deviled eggs, will be there for you. I went to a reception at some party they had, and they had deviled eggs. That's it, just deviled eggs.
Oh, and it was
10 o'clock at night, and just they kept bringing around a big plate of deviled eggs. And anybody that ate, the breath that people had, just awful. It was just so disgusting. And then you'd eat the deviled egg, and then you're like looking around like something else. You didn't want to talk to anybody. And I'm talking to this one guy, and I'm like, can I be honest with you? He's like, yeah, what? I said, I don't know you that well, but man, your breath is like a buzzard off a poop pile right now. He's like, do you have one of those deviled eggs? It's like, yeah. It's like, oh, God.
That's incredible.
That's not going to be your problem.
I would be relatively happy, but I can understand why the rest of it.
I think it's kindness. Kindness is you got something stuck between your teeth, and also kindness steps in and be like, your breath is pretty bad.
You tell people, yeah, it's good.
I think it's I spent the entire day on Saturday, unbeknownst to me, with my fly down, and I went to like 6 or 7 different places, and no one said anything. Where did that come? Let's get back to the hey, your fly's down, or XYZ PDQ.
What does the PDQ stand for?
Pretty darn quick.
Okay.
Examine your zipper.
Yeah. No, I knew that part.
600 readers have told their best gifts. This is 600 readers told the New York Times what their best gifts were. The New York Times then narrowed it down to 13. And basically looked like the theme was, if it's a homemade gift that has great emotional connection to the recipient and to the giver, those are the best gifts, according to the New York Times. So find something from the past, find something from the kid's life. There's a sweet one where the dad apparently was a great storyteller, and the son had the father read the story, and they put it on tape, so they've got it. So when the father passes, they'll always have the dad reading the book. I think he read Dylan Thomas, one of Dylan Thomas's poems, going on for more than 14 pages.
I liked the one where I think it was a grandfather just checked books out from the library.
Yeah.
And then they only needed them for the holiday season because the parents were so busy or whatever. But he would wrap them as if they were real gifts, and then the kids would read the books. He'd take them back to the library when they were done.
Okay, that's weak.
Don't like that one.
No. That was chosen by the New York Times. The grandfather
13.
wrapping up library books?
Yeah. I thought it was clever. I thought, I don't have children to check out books for, but
I'm going to give you, this is my sister perfected this move, and I know this is for only you people that are watching on the YouTube there. So this is what my sister started doing because she was always given clothes.
Okay.
So Lori would, you got to put your head down. I'll explain it. So you open the box, you put your head down, you take the top of the box off, and before you put you're disappointed. It's an ugly sweater or something, but you don't want to show disappointment. So as soon as the box is open, you immediately lift up the sweater and you have it in front of your face. And then you just call out qualities that the sweater has. So she'd go, oh, it's blue, it's heavy, it's warm. I can wear this when it's cold outside, when I want to wear something blue. And then Lori says the most important thing is you now need to freeze an expression on your face that would seem appreciative. And once you feel you have that, then you can lower the sweater.
Well, that's not, you failed if that's.
Oh, it's like,
it's
blue, it's heavy, I can wear it outside when it's cold out, and I don't have a blue sweater.
Okay, good.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then you'd fold it back up thinking, okay, I'll never wear that.
It's unfortunate the strategy seems to only work with clothing.
Well, you could bring something else up, right? Like, and then you open the lid and, it's a...
I suppose anything...
it's a book, and I can read it, and it's got pages and words. Thank you.
Anything, as long as the gift is bigger than your face, you can use this strategy.
Okay. As long as it's not something see-through. It's a vase. I could use it to put flowers in.
I liked your story you told when we were talking about this in the pre-show and it was ultimately a gift you gave yourself, but that you framed to your kids slightly differently.
What was it?
The mini bike.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah, because every year I would always want a mini bike, and I asked my dad for a mini bike. You can't have a mini bike. I was like, I just want to have a mini bike. You can't have one. When you turn 16, you can have one if you keep up your good behavior at school and at home. And I had him sign a contract to it. But 16, when you're 11, 16 is so far away, so far away. Then I went back to him and I recorded him reading the contract. I agree to give you a mini bike when you are 16, as long as you keep up the good behavior at home. I was like, okay. So I hit 13 and I got my little recorder there and I backed it up from Radio Shack and and as soon as I got to right exactly when he said 16, I pressed down play and record and went, 13! Wow. So you'd hear, I agree to get you a mini bike as long as you keep up your good behavior at school and at home when you are 13.
Were you trying to do an impression at least?
I was just so excited that I hit right there. I should have tried to get his voice in there.
That is good.
Yeah, so I never got it. And then I used to say to my kids all the time, gosh, I really want a mini bike. I really want a mini bike. Well, as it turns out, on Craigslist, there was a guy over in Kirkland that had a whole garage full of them. So I bought myself a mini bike and wrapped it up and brought it into the house and then had it next to the tree there. And that was the most exciting part of Christmas because the kids come downstairs and they're like, oh, my God, Dad, Santa Claus brought you a mini bike. Finally got a mini bike. I'm like, I know. Santa Claus knew. And because then Charlie or Rye told me that they had asked Santa for a mini bike for me. Those are always the best. When you give a gift, when they're getting a gift, that they're asking you to get the gift. That's pretty darn good.
No, I think that's that's the beautiful part of that story is your kids being excited for you.
Very much. And then I had the bike there, and then after about 3 years, I went to go ride it again. I go, where's my mini bike? And Rye goes, oh, I sold it to Tommy down the street. I'm like, well, that's good.
The magic of Christmas has run out.
Hey, Tommy, I'm sure he's enjoying my mini bike, but I still have my go-kart, which Santa brought me the next year. Right. I'll show my dad. Good behavior at school. 13! Yeah. All right, Nate, checking people out there that are riding mini bikes and go-karts on the streets. Nate, thought.
Yeah, all right, we're slowly improving up in Everett southbound. We have a collision there at 529 blocking your right lane. That's the worst of it between Marysville and Everett. North 5, though, is bumper to bumper from the Boeing Freeway up to Highway 2, where we recently cleared a blocking issue. What it was a car fire, and it had the HOV lane blocked in both directions. That had the South 5 on-ramp from westbound 2 blocked as well. That's why we have horrendous backups across the trestle, including getting to the trestle from both the north and south ends. So getting to Everett from Seattle and Bellevue, a little over an hour each, about an hour 10 for Seattle, about right around an hour for Bellevue. Through Seattle southbound, we're slow from Northgate into downtown. Our lake bridges, though, continue to look good. It's been that way all afternoon. On the east side, South 405 is pretty thick from 520 down to the VMAC. Down in South Tacoma, we have a collision. Southbound I-5 is South 38th Street blocking your right lane. That adds to a backup starting way back at State Route 18, Tacoma to Olympia. About an hour, 10 minutes now. You've got more backups through JBLM and as you head into downtown Olympia. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, every year people make a New Year's resolution. They're going to get in shape. They're going to lose weight, going to quit smoking. They're going to eat better, things like that. But by about the 11th of January, you kind of give up on it because you realize this is really hard to do it on your own. So bring in the team. Bring in the doctors from Longevity Medical Clinic. They're going to be proactive. They're going to work with you. They can help you. And what happens is, after a comprehensive blood analysis, they get a chance to look at how you're aging and what some of the problems that you have. And then they're with you every step of the way. You're not just sort of guessing or going online. You're working with the doctors there at Longevity Medical Clinic. Over 25 years have been using the latest science. So they're going to help you with your resolution. You want to get healthy? They're going to help you get healthy. But the first thing you need to do before you start that resolution is to simply take the free test analysis, the health analysis. And this is your first introduction to Longevity Medical Clinic. And from there, they're with you every step to make sure that New Year's resolution goes on for years and years and years, and you have longevity. You want to learn more? Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Thank you to all of our great KIRO News Radio listeners.
This is the moment.
For making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wish for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Wow, early. We got a long time. We can do the whole Hudson song. You're going to have a mailman song in there? Do you have it? There we go. Yes.
On the mailman, it'll be mess with me.
Don't mess.
On the mailman.
That's right.
Everything no. On the mailman, bring the mail to you.
Oh, so close. Thank you, Hudson. Okay, we're good. Letter of the day. First, take care of all the rest. Jacob.
Ivan in Edmonds. This is on the topic of bullying, which we talked a little bit about, and then a lot of people. What did we originally? We were talking about.
I have no idea how we
and
got to it.
Who cares? Last week, my 7-year-old grandson ran up and gave his dad an unprovoked purple nurple, then ran away. It was very funny.
Yeah, they got to be unprovoked. You can't tell people, here comes the purple nurple.
True.
Fox LNG says you forgot about the oil checks and dead fingers.
Oil checks, I think I know. But I don't know about dead fingers.
I'll have to look that one up and do it to you later.
Area code 360. Don't forget the atomic belly burn and the atomic wedgie. I don't know why. We did use the term atomic wedgie. I think that's where you pull the underwear up and over the person's.
Right. Some guy died. I think a kid killed his father with the atomic wedgie. Yeah.
That's terrible. Well, that's no fun anymore.
What was the atomic belly burn?
I don't know. I don't know that.
All right,
one.
moving on. Frankie the Flamingo, Joey from Camino Island says, Merry Christmas, you guys. I'm sitting in my truck waiting for the queue to close the road for Snowflake Lane. Oh, yeah. I think Flamingo is a problem for them. They clip their wings and the bird still flies. I think they're all incompetent at that zoo. Yes, I think you're right, Joe.
Actually.
Yeah, good, John. You're right.
On missing clothes, Scott in Furcrest says, Hey, John, I have a similar story on my clothing disappearing. It seems her wardrobe only grows while mine is slowly diminishing. I had several pairs of comfortable pants I can't find anymore and were replaced with the crotch, snuggler, skinny jeans.
Oh.
I'm getting to the point where I'm just going to start wearing her clothing in hopes that she will start throwing those away as well. Merry Christmas, love. Scott the Snot.
Yes.
Who sat on a pot and started to rot?
Yes, that's good. Thank you, Scott. Yes, I hope it feels better. I remember when Nick also threw out all my socks. I had like fun socks. Remember when socks were like a big deal, like fun socks, like the things on there? And I said, where are all my fun socks? Oh, they weren't fun. I threw them out. Judging that, Jacob Filland, Tin Hat Jason says, Hey, Jacob, do you remember John repeating the word taint while trying to say entertainment? Newstainment. Yes, sure. Newstainment.
Yes, Tin Hat Jason really enjoyed that.
Yeah, taint. Jacob, please stop saying that. That's one of my favorite moments on radio. That's right.
Goose in the 206 wants advice from you, John. I need a motivational speech. Thought that I found the girl I was going to end up with, but she broke up with me 2 weeks ago. And what's even worse is she's the barkeep at my favorite bar down the road.
Oh.
What's a guy got to do to get over her?
Yeah, I'd order a Sprite. DK Metcalf. No, go in there with get yourself a gal. Go in there with a gal and just start.
Oh, no. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Yeah, make her see what she's lost. And just
okay.
Be making out wildly with her too. Get yourself a big thing of like bar nuts and pop those in your mouth and be making out with that other girl.
Yeah, have some deviled eggs first.
There you go. DK Metcalf says that's why hockey is totally different out of sport. I said heinous things to the goalie of the hockey game. They don't even bat an eye. I've had goalies try to charge me on my way to the locker room because of things I said. Their teammates holding them back. And this was the Thunderbirds game, not even the pro level. Matt.
I'm not going to take it anymore. Veronica in the 206 and a lot of other people correctly responded saying that movie was
There you go. Christmas presents. Kitsap 904. I'd wrap half of the empty boxes, and then my kids started acting up. I'd throw one of the wrapped empty boxes in the fireplace and calmly say, well, keep it up. I'll burn them all. Only to have only had to burn one empty box this year. I like that.
It's again clever.
That'll work.
Foster care Sue on Tiger Mountain says, our foster care system is horrible. Why would a kid try to make it work with a foster family when the state keeps up the false hope that they will be able to live with their parents again?
Do you want to know the date of your death? Tony in Buckley says, I'd like to know so that I can make the choices I need to make a better life for myself and my family before I leave. Okay, Tony, I'm going to be calling you and talking to you about a term policy.
Okay, great. On Viktor Frankl, we played an interview of his. Area code 404 says, Man's Search for Meaning is such an incredible book. There's some life-changing perspectives in there. I recommend it to everyone.
There you go. Thank you, 404. Chipmunk song, Mike in Portland says, regarding Nietzsche. Wait a minute.
I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
I put Nietzsche into the thing about Viktor Frankl.
That's right.
He who has a why can endure almost any how. Apparently, if it's your why is Christmas and your how is surviving Alvin the Chipmunks at the frequency only dogs and broken men can hear. Yes, that is Nietzsche. Okay.
We've only got one letter left, so there we go.
Okay.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Take your time because we still have 30 seconds. So just stretch it out a little bit.
Really milk this one.
Yeah. Let me play some music for you, just sort of random songs, just while you're waiting. Just started by the Porch Pirates. We could still do that one. World Cup match. Homeless theft. There's Rick Dahl. No. Cleaning Your Christmas Tree. Secret Santa. These are all the hits from. Oh, here's a Christmas song. Here you go. Ready? Hang on. It's Wham! And Last Christmas. Wait. Oh, this is very similar to the guy that his girlfriend broke up with him who works at the bar. So gave it a heart, then he gave it away, then he's going to give a heart to somebody else? So she's regifting the heart?
I guess so.
Gave you my heart. Very next day. Gave it away. She regifted his heart. Oh, that's probably a good move. All right, here we go. Letter of the day.
Oh, yeah. Do I read this? It says, Barry in Maple Valley says, I will never enjoy a Sprite again thanks to you people.
Okay. Sorry, Barry. Be strong. Look out for those purple nurples. Nate, I believe it's your turn to talk about traffic.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Let's see. Let's start you up in Everett, where we continue to struggle this afternoon from an earlier car fire. That cleared a good half hour or so ago. However, we're left with a big, thick backup North 5 bumper to bumper from the Boeing Freeway up to Highway 2. Westbound 2 across the trestle remains bumper to bumper as well. South 5, however, has pretty much cleared out. Getting to Everett from Bellevue and Seattle both are right around an hour, 5 minutes. South 5 into Seattle is heavy from Northgate in the downtown. Very typical for this time of day. Though this is kind of lingering on a little later than normal. But Linwood to Seattle plan on 40 minutes. On the east side, Bellevue to Renton is a half-hour drive. It's thick from 520 down to the VMAC. South 38th and South 5 at South 38th in South Tacoma still got a collision involving a semi blocking that right lane. You're backed up to State Route 18, and we've got a couple new collisions as well. North 5 just before State Route 18, a crash blocks your left lane. And here in Seattle, we've got a collision North 5 on the on-ramp from Columbian Way, partially blocking the ramp. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Here we go. Darnold has time. Looks inside. It's caught. The Seahawks win the game.
Playoff berth.
An instant classic. This is who we are. That's Seahawks football.
Check.
Probably the craziest game I've ever seen.
With the playoffs looming, what's next?
You know, we're always going to fight.
Complete coverage at mynorthwest.com.
They now have the inside track on having the best record in the NFC.
And the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovax.com. I'll spell Novax for you. Novaks. Meetthenovax.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIR